Welcome to Storm King's Thunder Session 2, where me and a bunch of my nerdy-ass friends get together and we play Dungeons & Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
Yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons!
We are in Session 2 of Storm King's Thunder. Last session, we got to finally meet for our Session 1 after doing several piecewise Session Zeros. We had our 6 sort of clandestine heroes arrive together. Kolkar and Bergen came to join the party of Davos, Valkyr, Goldbrand, and Tally, who had just met that same day to fight off some slavers and save a dozen would-be slaves from a life of servitude. In doing so, they befriended quite a few unusual characters, the chattiest of which is most certainly 285, young orc or half-orc boy with greenish-gray skin and tusks, who has a 285 branded on his arm and has been in slavery all his life, only knows himself by that name. As well as a couple of other notable characters, another Uthgard barbarian who Goldbrand challenged to a blood testing, basically a challenge of wills, and gave him antlers to create a weapon from. The newly freed, armed with the weapons that they took from the Iron Ring, followed the party as they made their way toward Nightstone, which, as we discovered in our fireside chat, each of them had their own unique reasons for going there. Some of them were sent there by their gods. Some of them were sent there on minor quests. Some of them were sent there for mysterious circumstances that they didn't choose to elaborate on. But when they arrived, instead of the small town of Nightstone, they found a city recently under siege. Enormous boulders, 5 foot wide in diameter, just pepper this small town, literally covering the landscape, crashing through ceilings, destroying smaller structures entirely, as well as decimating the keep, and destroying 2 of the 4 towers that sort of comprise that structure, and also destroying the bridge that connected the keep to the town. The party came in to find wargs and goblins running amok in the city, quickly dispatched the ones they could find, and killed 2 in particular that were ringing a church bell nonstop. And what has become my favorite scene of that session, and perfect kind of note to end on, Bergen and Davos, a paladin and a cleric, were sort of whipped into a religious fervor to see these 2 goblins just laying waste and ransacking this church, and quickly dispatched them. I think with our first nat 20 of the campaign from Davos, if I remember. So that was pretty sick. As they exited the church, the bell stopping had drawn quite a bit of attention. 4 other goblins had come out from various areas, sort of converging on them in the town center, and a gentleman with long brown hair, chainmail, pauldron, shield, sword, sort of stared them down from the top of the bridge, and upon seeing Gulbrin, assumed that barbarians were laying waste to the city, and gathered his men to get their crossbows and prepare to fire. And that is where we left off with Session 1. Any other recaps or notes or reminders, snide remarks or comments before we get down to Session 2?
So I see we're all gathered around the center.
Yeah, I kind of pulled you together and then moved the goblins in just so we can have a quicker start. I felt kind of bad for poor Bergen not being so far away from everything that, by the time he got to it, Tally had shot it. So, was trying to make that a little better for you guys.
That's the red,
left?
blue.
There's a red, blue one there. Yeah, there's a red, blue over by the stable, and then there's one down by the Lion Shield Coster, and then another down by the farm to the southeast. Southwest.
Do we need to roll initiative again?
We will go ahead and roll initiative. Yes, sir, my dude.
We'll go ahead and knock this out while Stefan's gone, so that we can.
Yeah, it won't take long.
Proceed with stuff. Oh, I've got to grab somebody, and I guess we got to grab many people.
Got some things to do, my dude.
Alright, I'm just gonna do it this way. Let's see. This is... oh wait. I should do it from his sheet.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I was
This
just
next
gonna roll.
roll is Kolkar's initiative.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go through that option in just a second.
He's
So I
Oh,
can
yeah.
run. I can
That's
run
fine.
Tally or Bergen, but I probably won't run both. Along with Kolkar.
About to say, if you just want to run Kolkar, Brandon, if you can pick up, you do Tally, and I'll run Bergen until Mr. Spencer can grace us with his handsome presence.
Said
One
I get
second.
tally.
Yes, sir. Okay, I can see my screen having a seizure over here. Okay, that's much better.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So I've rolled for Kolkar and me. We're just gonna do 4. We'll get it knocked out.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're 5. I don't remember. I
Alright.
guess you're 5 since you're Bergen.
Alright, so what were those initial counts again? Goldbrand, what was yours?
Goldbrand's was 16 and Kolkar's was 9. Goldbrand's ready to fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Not really. He's kind of hurt sore.
And Davos?
I had a 9, and I'm trying to see Valkyr's initiative modifier. It's a +3. So add 3 to
Six.
whatever that was.
Big ol' 66. And
And
Bjergen.
then
So I can roll.
tallies. I can't pull up his sheet in D&D Beyond, so let me see it in Roll20.
Dinga dinga Bergen.
Oh,
Dinga
jeez.
dinga.
Oh, no, he has it.
It's funny you said that. We were saying that at work the other day. Hinga dinga durgan.
We're always saying that at work.
Session title? Hinga dinga durgan?
Shut up. No, that's not how we're doing this.
This episode of D&D is brought to you by Strawberry Watermelon Truly. Watermelon Lemonade Truly. Excuse me. Even more white trash than yesterday. And last week. And I didn't think that was possible.
Bro, no one's got their character sheets set up.
They should all be set up on D&D Beyond, but I don't think you guys can actually access those.
I can't see his on D&D Beyond.
Get it rolling.
Yeah.
I should be able to see them all. We're looking for Valkyr. No, we're looking for Tally.
Valkyr's is...
Yeah.
I can get his.
Alright, so Senor Taliband.
Oh, yeah, because it looks like he didn't...
He has a +3 to initiative.
Oh.
So your roll was 20 for me. I'll go ahead and pop this into our initiative tracker.
Alright. There's another one for Tally. 14. But dude, I can't see any of his abilities.
Yeah, we can't...
I'll
sheet-
help out. We'll
Unlock
get
it. And then in Roll20, he's got the Character Mancer in progress.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like he probably didn't set his sheet up. He probably just made it in D&D Beyond and then
That might explain.
use because that's what I think that's the way mine is. I didn't put anything in Beyond, so like I just run purely off of D&D Beyond.
There we go.
So my character sheet in Beyond probably isn't set up.
Alright, my dudes. We're gonna do this the best of our abilities. I will pull up stuff where necessary. And once our 2 other companions get here, it'll be a little easier.
Yeah.
Alright, so Goblin C, that's this boy down here, Mr. Green Dot. He's gonna peek his head around this corner just far enough where he's gonna fire off. He's gonna do that there longbow. Excuse me. Shortbow. You son of a bitch.
Did we get a short rest by chance?
You did not yet. You will shortly. Shortly. But no. No short rest for you.
Because I'm pretty sure people are getting downed.
That's the goal. This one's gonna go
Yeah.
for Goldbrand since he's closest. 22 to hit with
Jeez.
three piercing damage, so not much at all. Next one, Goblin E. I think that's actually supposed to be Goblin A, which is Red Boy over here. He's gonna take a shot at Senor Bergin, also with a short bow.
Also,
13 to hit, which I'm pretty sure does not hit Bergen. And brings us to Senor Talibin. Do you want me to run for him, my dude?
yeah, we can't get
I can't see anything.
Yep. Okay.
I can do Valkyr. Well, he's back, so now I don't even got to do that.
Yeah, get out of here.
That was real quick.
Yeah, I was lit.
Told you.
So Senor Taliban, he's gonna do some dope ranger shit, as we learned in the last game. Gonna move 3 squares toward this one. Probably go 1 diagonal so I can get a clearer shot on that dude. He's gonna fire off. Oh, why can't I see attacks and shit? Does that have to be wider? It does. That is dumb. There we go. He's gonna
How you
fire
gonna roll a 3 for me, Brandon?
P5.
Dude, I was high rolling last session, so it makes sense.
He low rolls for you. He took the high one. An
Yeah,
11
that's
does
rude.
not hit Senor Gabi Boy. So Tally is done for the round. Gabi B, which is Mr. Blue Goblin, they rolled really well. He's going to stay behind this, but he's going to fire off one at Senor Bergen as well. Ooh, 7 to hit. Does not. Oh, I'm sorry. That was
And
actually
these are-
damage. Give me 1 second.
These are 10-foot squares still, yeah?
Yes, sir. Ooh, okay, he rolled a 2 to hit, so even worse. Alright. Brings us to Gulbrand. Gulbrand.
All right, so if you remember, I cast magic stones on the stones in my hand, at the end of last session and then last combat. So he's still holding those stones. So he will move 10, 20 up here next to Tally. And do I have a line of sight? Can I throw a rock at this goblin?
I would argue that he probably has half cover. You could probably hit the green one with no cover, though.
Okay, I would like to do that then. I will throw a magic rock at the green one. Magic stone, not magic rock.
13. I don't think that hits.
Darn.
13 does not hit. I'm sorry, my dude. The
Sad
goblin
face.
sort of snickers as the stone skitters past him. It actually
my-
still explodes when it hits the fence behind him, so he does jump a little bit from that. But that's all you get.
With my last infinite movement, I'll move right there, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right.
Oh wait! At the end of my turn, I will say to the group at large, since we're all gathered up here, I think it would be wise if we keeps the ones. And he'll kind of look at everyone meaningfully.
I hope nobody understood that. Goblin B. He's gonna come up around here. He hears this big old bald dude shouting around, and he's gonna swing at you with a scimitar. What, 20 to hits? And
Jeez.
ooh,
Making me
he got a 6 on his thing. Oh, that's weird. It's actually showing me different numbers in D&D Beyond as it is to roll 20, which is weird. I'll go with. You guys can't see the roll 20 numbers, can you?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go with those. That's an 8.
8 total?
Yeah, 8. Yeah, 8
I'm down.
damage for scimitar. Damn. Back down, my dude. All right. Senor Bergen. Bergen. So 5, 10.
Wrong thing.
Excuse me. 10, 20. Oh, I think he has to go the full 30. And then Bergen's gonna whack some bitches upside the head. He's been a little frustrated. Not the lane, brother. To get that there Macy. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Oh, and an 8. God. Okay, not rolling
It's
well
because
today, y'all.
it's because of that shitty pun.
Okay, you know what? I will pretend like that's not probably the exact reason it happened. But he is... Spare the dying a cantrip? It is, but it's a touch spell, isn't it? It is. He's used one of his first level spells. Okay. That is Unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pass it off to Davos.
Alright, 10, 20, 30 up here. I'm gonna try to go for that same one. I'm pretty sure that hits.
Yeah. You're probably guaranteed
Hell
to kill him too,
yeah.
but go ahead and roll.
Hell yeah.
9 damage. You
I'm
skewer him
I'm
with this
still mad
motherfucker.
about the goblins.
Defile my fucking church. Yeah, just absolutely like you run him through, and actually he sticks, like your rapier sticks to the door of the stable for a second. You have to like physically like put your foot up and like pry him out. Kolkar. With this Scallopy boy gets to move 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, not quite enough to hit that Gobby boy with a melee attack. But you know what?
Doesn't he have a spear? Or like a...
Spears do not have
10-foot
reach,
pole-
which, if you ask
pole
Moonin,
arm?
is bullshit. No, but if he'll show up, he'll get a special weapon, but he's gotta get here for that.
Could have missed Moon.
Do quarterstaffs do not have reach, do they? No, because they're quarterstaffs. Nah, he's gonna go. In that case, he's actually gonna move just further down. He's gonna fire off his longbow. 20 to hit, finally. 6 damage. He
Just
mortally wounds this one up here. Yeah. The goblin is very much oozing. He catches him like in the shoulder, like collarbone area. He only gets 1 shot per, and I don't think he has a bonus action. So Valkyr,
Hello?
hello.
Where are we at on the map?
In the
You
town
We
square.
are in the town center. Are you
Okay.
okay? Yeah, I was about to say.
My- Do I have my token there?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
here.
you're this little dark token with a white background or white
Okay.
edging.
Couldn't see it. Sorry, and goblins are where?
There are colored dots on this. There's also tokens under there, but I put those so we can
One,
differentiate. 2
2,
south and
and
1 to the east.
the one to the east only has
Ugh.
1 hit point left.
Alright. I'ma blast them!
Blast
them.
the orange.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right. So this
I love it. I love it. It's so much better than Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna blast them.
So this motherfucker takes like the arrow to the collarbone and then like looks up just in time to see this ball of energy just like take his head off. Which is gonna bring us to Gobby Boy number C. Numbers.
I got him.
That's important. This one's gonna try to take an old. Got it. Our good friend Taliban there. 18 to hit, which I'm pretty damn sure hit. With 6 damage. I don't know if he took any in the last session. He did, so he is. Taliban is not looking great, y'all. He is at 2 hit points. But he looks better than Goldbrand. Speaking of, oh no, it's actually Tally's turn. Tally, having just been shot, is not in a friendly mood, and it's gonna go ahead and fire off one back at him. Oh, with a nat 1. Okay. Oh man. Normally I would damage him, but he's at 2 hit points, so I'm not gonna be a dick. He tries to fire it off, and it like slices his finger, and not enough to damage him, but he sort of cusses in Elvish, and he's gonna slip around behind this corner. Gobby Boy B.
Just
with the
if
thing
they
you
didn't
guys
give you any
just
magic powers with a bow.
Hey, fuck off! Goldbrand, who is down, make a death saving throw. This goblin over here is just gleefully, like, chittering. You are muted, my dude.
Do you know how to do that in D&D Beyond? How to actually make the roll?
You know? I do not. It's just a flat roll, though, yeah?
You get to add your con mod, don't you?
I will double check to be safe.
Like, I wonder how you do it on D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
Surely the
that
button
same
is nearby.
question.
In that case, it would be a constitution roll.
Oh, thank you.
I
Check
do
that
not
case and
need-
see.
Oh my god, I do not need your life's fucking story. Death saving, so special kind of roll after character, blah blah blah. So make dex saves. It's a saving throw.
It's a con saving throw.
You roll a 20-sided die, which is a 4 out of 10. It does not say to add
It's just
anything
a
to
flat.
it.
It's just a flat roll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
So-
think I can do that in D&D Beyond. Hold on a second. Y'all should be able to see this question mark?
But it still doesn't keep track of 1, 2, or 3.
It does not. Yeah, I'm looking for a spot for it.
It
But
ought to.
you're right.
It does keep track of 1, 2, and 3 once you go down to 0
Gold-
hit points.
Goldbrand rolled a 10, which just meets.
Okay.
So
Did you? So you can see that I rolled that?
I saw it in my D&D Beyond window. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see it. I
So
didn't
you
see it
have
in the thing.
you have one success. That's gonna bring us to Gobby Boy D, who is the one right over you, and TBH. No, I'm not gonna be that asshole.
Ah!
He sees your friends and thinks that he's neutralized you. He's gonna fire off something at. Probably gonna go for Tally. He sees Tally's pretty fucked up.
Does
What?
Tally have half cover?
I let go of the fucking reins for
Oh,
what?
there you are.
How long?
You took 6 damage and you're almost dead. Welcome to level 1, bitch.
Great.
You know, you actually have a fair point there that he would have some cover, so Gobby Boy is going to use 1 square movement to go up, fire off a nat 1. And you fired off a nat 1 earlier, but fuck this goblin. So, this goblin is so, like, gleeful with having Goldbrand down that he runs up and tries to shoot, but in the process actually trips over Goldbrand. His attack not only misses, but he is now prone. Bloop. Let's do that little snarly play for fun. Right. And it is Bergine, who I still don't think is quite with us.
He can dash. That's about it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's going to dash to come right up on Goldbrand. That uses his action. I don't think he does have a bonus action heal, but it's also his last spell slot. I don't really feel great using that without him. So he'll wait 1 turn and use Spare the Dying on his next.
I'm gonna live that long anyway.
I hope not.
You hope.
You know, remember when you said you wanted to roll another character? Congratulations, session 2, get rolling.
He's already ready.
Davos, your move, my dude.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Dash to right here. And that's it.
Heal Cure. There's some 10, 20, 30. He's gonna go on the far side. Seeing Goldbrand in danger, he's gonna come up and he's gonna clippity clop this motherfucker.
At advantage, right?
Because he's prone, yeah. But I'm thinking he's actually not gonna clippity clop because that's only a D4. He's gonna spear him. 16, which does hit. I think that actually just meets.
Roll with
Not
advantage
at
for.
15. For critical, you're right.
Oh.
That's what you get. So you guys can see his rolls, just not the ones I make as a GM. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He does have versatile with that. 4
Because they
plus
say
7.
2 GM on them. They're whisper rolls to you.
Yeah. Alright, so Kolkar takes a spear, just like skewers the son of a bitch as he runs by. Looks over at the other goblin that's remaining, who is now kind of like sweating bullets, and sort of flings his spear to drop the corpse off. And that's going to bring us to Valkyr.
I'm going to move here.
Gonna blast him!
Yeah. And then I'm going
those are
to
10-foot
cast.
squares, bro. 10 foot.
Are they?
Yeah, he did be right.
All right. 5, 10. What's this +5 + 10 in the
That's
bottom
the
left?
elevation.
Oh
the
yeah,
hills.
there's like a
Okay.
little hill there where that windmill is.
All right. Is he behind cover?
From your angle, no, you've got a clear shot.
I'm gonna blast him.
Yes. Quote of the
Fantastic.
night.
All right. Fire away. Ooh, 11
Dude.
does
Yeah.
not.
I
this-
don't want it to hit. It's a 1 anyways.
This guy is a, yeah, that's fair. He's a tricksy bastard. He's dodged a couple of hits. It is his move now, and he, seeing that you guys just have him outnumbered, is he gonna run for it? He knows where the entrance to the city is. He's gonna go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. He's gonna try to make a mad dash away. Having watched you drop all of his homies. Taliban.
Hi.
Yellow, how are you, friend?
Good.
Good. Are you gonna blast him too?
I'm assuming we got everybody's surrounding like the last goblin. What's going on? Sorry.
There's one
You got
goblin
roll
that has
20
not been
pulled up?
hit. To
Yeah.
the southeast.
Okay, that guy. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, right
You
here.
can't
Full health.
get within melee range, but you can get within a ranged attack for sure.
Okay.
The suspense is palpable.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to figure out. So this is like not. This can't be the case. Because of the fate touched feat. I've used Misty Step like as my once per long rest, and I've also used Dissonant Whispers. But D&D Beyond is allowing me to use it as a second level spell. I don't think I can do
For,
that.
for most of them, sometimes it lets you learn the spell, and you get to use it once once a day free.
Yeah. There's no way I have a
but it's
second level
I was about to say, yeah.
spell slot at level 1 though.
Let me look at your character sheet real quick under your feats and shit. We'll figure it out, my dude.
Okay, 2 health, looking good.
Yeah, solid.
Looking toasty.
I don't actually see.
Let's see.
I just think you didn't mark off Misty Step when you used it before.
No, it says see the notes next to it. It says 1 long rest. Oh, it doesn't say used. Okay, I suppose. But do you also see that it's weirdly under second level spell?
Well, it's because Misty Step is normally a second level spell. It's not asking
Okay.
you to use a spell slot here. Those little squares beside it under your feats is like you get to use this X number of times per day.
Cool.
So it's not using it like a spell slot for it. It's just a second level spell that you happen to know.
Okay.
It's fable
Cool.
shit.
This works.
Got that big 2, my dude. What you doing?
Yo, what are we in like let's say like the 30-foot square, is anything considered natural cover, or is this all pretty man-made and unnatural?
I would consider perhaps some of the stones to be natural cover, but
Okay.
I don't think there's
Not
any
gonna
within.
make it to a stone.
Yeah, I was about to say none that really apply to the situation. You could, for example, move 2 squares to come right here in this corner square, probably fire off without cover, and then back up 1 to give yourself cover. That's kind of stretching it, but we'll help you out since you're kind of bleeding out. Well,
Word.
Goldbrand is at least.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll just catch the rhythm of whatever's going on. Yeah, we're gonna attempt that. That's gonna be longbow.
Fuck that strength.
Did it go? 15.
15 just meets. So go ahead and roll some damage, dude. 5. You catch this guy in his back as he's running away. He is looking pretty critical, but he is not down. Goldbrand! Make a death save. Magical words to hear.
I am on it.
Josh is just fading into existence, and
10!
10. Well, that's 2 10s in a row. That's terrifying. You are, by the skin of your balls, making it.
I ain't scared.
Goblin D, still thinking he can get away, but perhaps changing.
That's not Goblin D, huh?
Or Goblin C. I'm sorry. You're right. Is Goblin C still on the list? Yeah, there we go. All right. So Bergen, seeing your bleeding ass, is gonna do spare the dying. So he's gonna put you at 0 hit points, so you're stable. I'll look at healing you in just a second. So you're fucking welcome. Seeing that the goblin is making his way downtown, he's also gonna pop over here just to see if he can cut him off. Davos.
I'm going to dash to cut him off. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Or I guess if I can go hop over the fence, I'll do that spot.
Yeah. Make a dex save.
Alright.
Anything less than a 15, you bust your ass. No, Kolkar.
I can roll for dex, yeah.
He's actually seeing Goldbrand like now coming to consciousness. Actually going to Well, I was going to have him leap over you, but there's a rock behind you. 10, 20, 30. Bodie, he is right up on that gobby boy. And he is going to go ahead and do some stabby stabs with the spur. He's the only one who can hit anything today. All right.
Just knock him unconscious.
Oh.
I yell.
I would have. Yeah, he heard Goldbrand suggest it earlier, so he will, instead of stabbing him with the sharp end, he's just gonna, like, pop him with the blunt end of it, knocking this boy out. So, this guy is down. I'm trying to decide if, Bergen, knowing that he is limited in his capacity to heal and realizing that the town seems fairly clear, is going to take another 3 feet this way, 3 squares this way, and holler out to 285 to bring the card in. 285 as war leader. Going to have the cart brought in, and immediately the 2 healers. Your good new friends who are quickly becoming intimate with all of your damaged areas. Akira and Kava are going to hop off. They each have 1 cure wounds. They get to add a +2 to it. So, Goldbrand, you're going to get one of these. Get 6 health points back. And then, who else is the most damaged? Probably Tally at 2 hit points? Is anybody else in, like, that critical range? Sounds like
Thanks, you. This is much appreciated.
Oh, and you get 10 back, Tally. So I think you're back at full.
Yep, that is exactly what happened.
Oh, yeah.
So you're at 12 hit points at level 1?
Yep.
How are you tank? You are a monster. Okay. Anyway, so everybody's back conscious. There is 1 unconscious goblin. And so you guys haven't really paid them much attention. After seeing the sort of the scuffle going on over here, the man in the chainmail sort of steps forward on the bridge to the south. Be you not goblins, goddammit. Be you bandits or barbarians? He's going to scream out to you and hope somebody will answer.
Goldbrand's gonna stay, like, seated, like, behind where he is. And he's gonna very
comes back from the
like,
dead. Yes,
yeah,
he's
just gonna crouch down behind there. He's gonna be like, it's going to be best if I do not answer.
Did someone say no?
Probably right. Yeah, I did. As I'm walking forward towards this path.
He's sort of
no, we come in peace. I pull out, my white handkerchief or cravat or something and wave it.
Your ascot?
I was about to say an ascot's the
he has an ascot on though, yep.
He sort of looks you over, and as you get a little closer, he sees the amulet of Lathander around your neck. He sees the pauldron. He sees the symbol on your glove, and he gathers that you're a paladin. He's kind of questioning. You don't really look like you're dressed like a paladin, but you don't necessarily look like a paladin. You're still very much the bard-esque kind of look. But he's gonna stare you down like, why are you here? If you're here to raid, I'll have you know that have you outnumbered 5 to 1.
Those poor bastards.
We've actually come, me personally, for the church, looking to see a Hyrule. I think that's his name. Hyrule? Hyrule. Yes. And we noticed all of these goblins and decided to dispatch of them, looking for townsfolk.
Well, we had the situation perfectly under control, but we do appreciate your assistance. He sort of snaps his fingers. Torum, Alaric, get the table. And you see 2 of the guards sort of walk into the destroyed keep, and they come back out with what was once a very large, like, dining table, very long, probably about 10, 12 feet. One of the legs underneath it. It doesn't have, like, 4-post legs. It has, like, 2 really thick legs on either end, one of which has just been completely snapped off. And you watch as they sort of fit it over the gap in the bridge, and they begin to make their way down. All 4 of them still, they still have their crossbows. They're not aiming them at you, but they're still,
But say
apprehensive.
Goldbrand would like to come like within range of Davos behind him when he heard soldiers moving across the bridge.
They are on edge with you in particular. They're
I
not.
know these guys don't look conventional, but they're with me and we mean no harm. Especially this one.
Goldbrand's pretty exhausted, so he's actually going to sit down on his ass.
I'd say he
Maybe
doesn't look in any
cross-legged.
shape. He doesnn't look in any shape to be of harm.
We would.
How many of
appreciate
you?
the healing.
He sort of gestures toward the cart. How many do you bring with you?
Well,
With the cart.
10?
It was
12
12
in
of
the
the
cart?
newly freed, plus the
12?
6 of you.
There you go. 18.
And what are your intentions now? Are you here to raid these homes?
No, of course not. Like I said, we came of our own quests. Me looking for Haral, the church. I know my friend Bergen here as well. Maybe perhaps to trade, get some rest, some food.
Uh,
These people in the cart were slaves. Perhaps maybe a job fixing up this town. As I look around the ruins, looks like you could use a few good men.
he sort of gives a squint, and he's apprehensive, but he is trusting you, and he looks over at one of the guards and he goes, Torum, go get the turtle. And one of the guards sort of you get the feeling that this guy is not normally in charge. He seems very new to the whole leadership thing, and the other three are definitely in agreement that he's the most competent of him, but that does not mean he is exceptionally confident. So the one sort of nervous looking guard sort of scrambles up the bridge, and as he comes back down a few minutes later, you see Josh, why don't you take over and describe yourself?
Did he say turtle?
Alright, my character is a turtle. His name is Aku. He is a monk.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Save.
You can't do that the whole time. I'll disappear again, I promise.
Every time.
About 400 pounds, 5 foot ish. Old as hell.
Thick as hell.
Thick as hell. And he likes to drink. So.
What are you wearing/wielding?
I just have a walking stick and a loincloth to cover my goods. And that's it.
Is it blue, purple, orange, or red?
Which one? What are you talking about?
The loincloth.
Oh. It's we'll go purple. Sounds good.
Donatello.
Fantastic. The gentleman who's sort of been leading this force sort of comes at ease, and I imagine the rest of you have sort of gathered around at this point, yeah? Or are y'all still kind of scattered?
Well,
Gathered.
we'll get all up in here.
I figured as much. He's definitely apprehensive, particularly of Goldbrand and of Tally, just looking a little more wild. Even Kolkar, they don't see many centaurs in this part. Really, centaurs are not really a common sight outside of, like, Emerald Enclave outposts. So you're very much an odd-looking group, but he sees the cleric, he sees the paladin, he sees the drow, which is not uncommon by any means, and gathers that you guys are a group of adventurers. The rest of the newly freed sort of stay back by the cart. 285's like, trying to look really official. He's got a spear and his chest puffed out, trying to look, as manly as possible. And the captain sort of steps forward and I apologize for our defensive nature. As you can imagine, we've had a rough few days. My name is Sidiri Honla. I'm captain of this guard post. Tell me, you said you came here to see Hyrule, he says to you specifically, Davos.
I did. I was hoping he could fix my necklace.
I'm hoping he's alive. 3 days ago, we or a normal day, cloudy, overcast, and suddenly out of nowhere, these boulders began to fall from the sky, literally raining down upon us, crushing building, um, killing people in the streets. It was a literal nightmare. We were in the keep when the bridge was shattered. We were unable to get across, but the majority of people in town fled. I believe that the innkeeper, Morak, took them to some nearby caves for cover and protection. But that was quite some time ago, and I worry that they may not be safe. Or are what are the rest of you here for? Are you just accompanying him? That was a question from your superior officer. No.
I don't really remember, mate.
Hmm.
I got
You
caught
could,
up with the gobbies.
For
Oh,
us,
it's
we just
abandoned.
wanted to use towns for what towns are used for. Beds and whores.
Do you? You are very learned for a barbarian, I see. He sort of looks over your tattoos. Blue bear. Yes?
Yeah.
I thought so. You're kind, not really seen in any town, for that matter. You, I trust you
I
are
have
not...
been away from the tribes many years.
As long as you don't plan on dragging any of us back with you, then I think you're alright.
Just shakes his head.
You, Wood Elf.
Looking around at the town, pretty like skeptical of civilization in general.
You're also pretty savage.
I was sent to, or rather, told I'd find something in the dripping caves.
The dripping caves. That's, more likely than not where our villagers are. It's the... Typically, when such attacks happen, the villagers would come up to the keep and hide in there. But, this caught us completely off guard. We've never had anything happen like this before.
No
Oh,
chance
6
you
goblins
saw-
have never wandered into your totally fortified island city?
Well, it was not just the 6 goblins, you understand. After the boulders rained down, after the majority of everyone had fled, we saw 4 figures, large, grey-skinned, descend from the sky on a cloud. They took what was once the centerpiece of our city, and he gestures over toward the town square, which has... You've noticed this very large gaping hole in it.
Yep.
The Nightstone for which we are named was there. Black as obsidian, carved with runes that no scholar has been able to decipher. They awayed with it, taking it with them up to their castle in the sky before disappearing. Or where the villagers
seen-
left.
I've
Sorry, go
seen
ahead.
stranger things. Have you witnessed dragons bark at one another?
I've seen a dragon or two in my time, although bark be not the word I would use for it.
Have you been to the Feywild?
No. And I've
There
not
are
met many
terrors.
same...
Their terrors, both within and without, far more frightening than the dripping caves. I think if the hole in your town might go down there, I would like to explore it.
No, you do not understand. The hole in our town does not go anywhere. The dripping caves are off in the countryside, about 2-3 miles from here. What did happen is when the villagers left, they of course left the drawbridge down. No one's going to stick down to seal it up and steal themselves away with it. And the following morning, the goblins came. Many more than what you've seen here. Perhaps a dozen, maybe 2, with an ogre. They began ransacking the town, taking food, anything shiny they could get their hands on, ringing that damned bell incessantly. Once, after that, we tried once to make our way down, but we are low on crossbow bolts. And he sort of looks over and gestures to his 3 guards. We unfortunately were the only ones who remained. Our lady, Rosa Nandar, was killed in the attack, as was the original captain of the guard, Brace Ostra. While I do not hold a formal rank. Torum here couldn't navigate his way out of a wet paper sack, so I assumed the mantle, and am we're trying our best to devise a way to get the goblins out without putting any of us in jeopardy. I see that you are injured, and I regret to inform you that we do not have much in the way of healing or sustenance. Some spare food in the basement, and a cask of wine that your turtle friend has been making good use of.
Indeed.
Which I should probably warn you. He was in our jail, which is the only reason he was with us when this attack occurred. Tried to swindle the lady in waiting of our keep out of a good bit of coin. Thankfully.
A very minor miscommunication. All this is.
He served his day. He has no more time to do with us. And other than being a bit of a drunkard, seems to be not ill-natured.
Other than stealing coin from unsuspecting women?
Attempting to steal. Not steal per se. More, would you like to describe the encounter?
This place has a very bad homeless problem. See, and I am homeless. I really think the government should do something about it, you know? So,
It's amazing. We didn't have much of a homeless problem before he arrived, and yet now most of our homes are destroyed. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, you understand?
hey,
No.
you
I
should
was gonna
really
say-
pay attention.
These four gray-skinned figures that came down, were they drow?
Oh, no. I have seen giants in my time. Hill giants, stone giants.
Giants.
I've heard tale of cloud giants, though I've never seen them. This here, they were perhaps 30 feet tall, immense in their size. The Nightstone was no mere trinket, no pebble. They were able to, with their combined might and magics, lift it effortlessly and ascend to the sky with it. I do not know why they sought it.
No special magic powers from the Nightstone.
Wait, I was about to say, what did they take? They took from the night. They took what?
They took
The
the
Nightstone.
Nightstone.
Okay.
The stone
From
that
the
was
castle.
No, it was actually in the hole that's in the center of the town center right now.
I
Um,
see.
Four cloud giants descended from the sky after the boulders stopped raining down, and using magic and might, lifted it and ascended it up. It was a stone, very large, black as obsidian, hundreds of pounds, and carved with runes that no one has been able to decipher. They are not giant nor draconic. I can't imagine what their interest lies in the stone, but
This was just decoration for the center of your city, as far as you know?
Yeah, what
this
the fuck?
was the reason that we found it here. Some years ago, Lord Nandar, the predecessor of Our Lady and our previous Lord, Lord Dresden, came across the stone, thought it a curiosity, and this was once on the river's edge, and he had his men carve the river around to form a natural moat, and eventually to keep itself in the town that now sits here. This was the reason we are called Nightstone. It predates the village perhaps by centuries, possibly even millennia.
You have
It
much
is
history
a
of the
piece of
city.
obsidian.
We believe, yes. It's a black, very polished stone.
Do you have an
but
archive, a library, somewhere where we might find a recorded history? Certainly, if the Grey Ones came for the stone, then they can read the language.
Or
there
perhaps
is no.
a transcription of the runes. A copy.
There have been scholars who have come and taken rubbings of the stone, to no avail. We did have some in the keep, but alas, the tower which the library stood has now been reduced to rubble. But there is no. This has been an anomaly for many years. We've had many great wizards, archivists, scholars come and try to decipher its meaning to no success. Once the Lord actually held a reward, 10,000 gold pieces, for anyone who could figure out its intent, or the words of which were inscribed upon it. But
What about a reward for finding the Nightstone?
Well, there's no more fucking Lord, is there?
as I was about to say, our Lady, in her absence, Perhaps the next ruler of Nightstone would be willing to bequeath you some type of reward, but I cannot make any such promises myself. And besides that, he sort of takes a look around. I need to begin examining the city. There are many who were killed in the attack. I need to begin taking stock of that, counting the dead, seeing what supplies remain that we can use. And we do need to begin making some type of plan for a rescue. Although I worry that the goblins who were here were far from the entirety of their clan, and more may come.
Would
There
you
is-
trade rooms and boards if we went and got your peoples from these caves?
There is, you could certainly stay here if that's what you're asking. I'm not going to charge you to stay in an inn with a hole in the roof.
I've slept in worse places.
I could gather
Yeah.
that.
Smell that.
Gorban will like use his sword to like pull himself up and kind of look around at everybody and say,
Would you mind helping us check the homes? Check the buildings and see what we can uncover?
Point me to the first
Anything
house.
in-
I don't want to be in this city too long.
Anything in specific we are looking for? Just survivors?
Survivors, deceased, anything that might be of use as far as food rations or
Wine?
wine
sure.
would be an
I like
excellent addition.
Very good.
The cask we are nursing at the keep is beginning to grow thin. In truth, it was destroyed in the attack, but a good part of the barrel is still intact and holds a bit for us. He'll actually take his wineskin and extend it to you, Davos, since he's been primarily sort of conversing with you and offer you a drink. Consider it a-
I'll take it.
Consider
Thank
it
you,
a,
but... And
Do
I
you
hand
not?
it to Valkyr.
do you not partake?
I'll take a swig. One swig, and I'll hand it to Valkyr.
Consider it communion.
Take a
if you must.
swig as well, and then
exactly.
hand it to the turtle.
The blood.
Oh,
of
very
Christ.
good. Very good, sir. Oh, very nice. Thank you.
It is promptly emptied and then
I
returned.
guess I didn't want
You
to...
motherfucker.
No, no. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
tells-
if Haral will be with the rest of the people in the tunnels, the caverns, then I'll make my way out in the morning. I can help search for deceased and rations, but I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna be headed to the caverns.
Perhaps
He
we
does-
should search buildings tonight, and then on the morrows we will go to the caves and look for the peoples.
Agreed.
He does take a look at you guys and see that a lot of you are pretty roughed up. He says, I do not mean much in the sense of urgency. If there are any survivors, they've been out here for 3 days. My men will begin their search, and if you want to take a moment to recoup, you are most welcome to.
Give you
Or maybe-
4 hours. Tally plots his ass in the grass and starts meditating.
So you only need 4 hours to sleep, but a long rest is still
It's 8 hours. Yeah, you have
So
to do
you can
light
take a
activity
sh-
for 8 hours.
Yeah, you can take a short rest, which we'll say is 30 minutes for the exercise of this. But a long rest is it would be nightfall by the time you guys were to finish one.
Yeah, well, I'm taking a shorty.
Does he want us to go out tonight?
He
I
seems
was gonna wait till the morning.
he seems intent on trying to get people as soon as he can, but he also doesn't know what the situation is. He doesn't know. You do see as he asks if all your people are inside. First of all, he sees the card. Are there any more outside the walls? Actually, 285 kind of rushes up like, no, sir, we've got it all under control. Everybody's within the perimeter. And he'll sort of look at this little odd orc boy and, Alaric, Kalen, get the gate. And these two are going to come up here, and you see that they both go into the guard towers, that flank the drawbridge, and they begin to raise it up. So while it is down at the moment, this bad boy is up. I'm going to draw a little circle here so I remember that.
Alright, meta talk, I vote we take a shorty.
All right.
Look for survivors, look for loot / look for survivors to town, and then in the morning go hunt those peoples downs.
Cool. I'll take whatever watch puts me like instead of meditating a shorty, I'll do 8 now, if
Yeah.
that's possible.
you don't need to necessarily take watches for this. I mean, the guards are around. While while there may be creatures like a goblin or two still around the city, it's nothing that you guys have to be on alert for. So you can keep an eye out. But that's what I was just about to say. This is actually our opportunity to bump you guys up. So we're gonna do a couple of things. First, you guys can all begin the process of leveling up. But Davos, you in particular, you sort of come and, in fact, we'll say that you wander down to the bridge between the keep and the town and sort of sit on its edge for a second. And you look down at your amulet, and sunbeams sort of pierce through the palisade wall. And as you clutch it, the normally cold metal feels warm. And from within your chest, you hear a voice call out to you. And its words reverberate through you. A heart of light lies within you. You have faced challenges you once have shied from. May my light dispel the shadows that cloud your path. The voice sort of fades away in your mind, and while your amulet is still broken, you get a sense that there is power within it. You do officially gain rank as paladin. And this can act as your spellcasting focus even while broken.
Nice.
Do you guys want to take 10 now and go ahead and grab drinks, snacks, pee, level up, and then we'll proceed with the search?
Sounds good.
Heard.
I think I just heard the voice of Lathander.
Dragon goes, kill.
Who's the fuck is that?
Oh, it's my guy, bro.
Oh.
Bro. Complete stranger to bro in one day. I love it.
Girlfriend's like,
but not broken.
girlfriend thinks that's cool shit.
Cold fire.
Quick
Sorry.
question. Y'all said Unearthed Arcana is not supported content anymore, correct?
You can use Unearthed Arcana, if it's been officially adopted, like in Tasha's or Volo's or any of those, then you can use that content. But if it's just like from the Unearthed Arcana website, that stuff is a no-go. Just because that hasn't been play tested yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the Eldritch Invocation that I was looking for, so that's what I'm guessing. Was just curious.
Oh, gotcha. We should, Devin, do you have Tasha's? I think one of us does. Okay. You should have more options than normal, but
I think I have Tasha's and Xanthos.
I have plenty. It was just one invocation that I was wondering about, and I went to level 3 to see if it would work, but it's not looking like it.
Do you know what it is? And I'll look up and see which one it might be in.
It says Curse Springer, and it just says UA in parentheses from
That,
what
yeah,
I'm looking
that's Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
I'm popping off. I'll be back.
Heard.
Same.
God. Fucking damn it. Hey, guess what?
We'll get a little ice chest down here.
Need to give me that monster food.
Monster food. Okay, I can do that. I mean, I can do that.
How are you feeling?
Josh, you got a feat starting off, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just double checking.
I just picked it because I forgot to do it for sure.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to have it or not, so that's all. You going full monk?
I don't like. I don't know how to do like the subclasses and shit. It's very stressful to me, so I'm probably just gonna chill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us are like multi-class.
Nah, hell. I mean, like I think it sounds cool. I probably would, but like I said, especially after not playing for such a long time. Well, quote unquote.
No, I feel that. I mean, and honestly speaking, like it's not like multi-class and really makes you any better. Most classes.
Right, and that's the other thing. Like, if like you can't ever really get like really into both of them, right? Since you have to like split up your time for two, basically. That seems
No, but I would say that this is a pretty decent chance to, because I think we'll be like level 11 or 12. But for me, I'm gonna go 5 and 5 at least, and it doesn't make much of a difference to get like 7 with 1 and 3, for instance.
right.
So it's not too bad, but at the same time, if you're gonna get like level 10, 11, or 12, normally you get some kind of class feature for that one class that also sets you above. So it's like I think it's just as big or a bigger power up.
I gotcha. I think if we end up doing another one after this, I'll like look more into it. But
Well, this one's gonna run for probably like a year straight up.
cool.
Yeah, I know this is one of the longer ones. I think Curse of Strahd took us 7 months in total.
Hmm.
But we do have more people this time, so maybe there will be less canceled sessions.
True, for sure. Yeah, I don't. None of the classes really like stand out to me besides wizard. So I was gonna just play another wizard this time, but I don't know why I decided on this, to be honest.
Dude, Monk goes hard. Joe
Yeah, I've
showed.
never played a monk, so
Yeah.
let's see.
A Monk Wizard would be cool. That'd be interesting.
That would be very interesting. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I'm old as shit, so I guess that would do something.
I just imagine you punching somebody and then fireballing.
Right. Oh, yeah, that'd be it, for sure.
I'm sure you could actually like work something out, but that'd be funny.
Yeah, maybe down the road, if Joey will let me, like branch off into multi-classing later or something, or if I end up dying, I'll just make my other character multi-class, but we'll see. I definitely have more time now to play, so.
Are you talking about a coup? I just caught the end of that.
Yeah, he was asking if I multi-class or anything, and I was telling him I got scared and said no. So if I end up dying or something, I'll get together with y'all and figure it out because it's so mind fucking to me.
That's not bad. I do have a question though.
What's up?
I was gonna ask what subclass of monk you were going, and I think I already know.
You tell me then, because I don't know.
Oh, I thought you kind of built your character around it. There is a Way of the Drunken Master.
All right, well there you go.
Literally just a guy who sort of drunken buffoonery on the outside is masking, expert technique and shit. And I thought that's sort of what you were vibing for. So.
I mean, that's definitely what I was like looking for, but I didn't realize they had a whole like subclass for it. So
Oh,
that's lit. I'll definitely do that for sure. Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely meant to have more stuff done, but yesterday was a pretty shitty day, so I didn't have time
And
to get it all done.
hell, you would in the short time that we were able to talk and get work through shit. We
Right.
got a lot. I have a lot planned for you now. So.
Hell yeah.
I guess we're still waiting on Senor Davos. Do we have a Taliban?
Yep.
By the way, did you get your name from Shakespeare?
Nope.
Okay. In the Tempest. Oh, sorry,
I'm
go
sure
ahead.
I'm sure that the like Wizards of the Coast or whoever writes for D&D got it from
I see.
Shakespeare.
There's
But
a
is it
wild
from the
man.
Tempest?
Yeah, from the Tempest. There's a wild man in the Tempest named Taliban, and I think it's spelled slightly different. But he's sort of a savage. He's a moon calf, like kind of deformed. He's like got parts of his skin that are black, parts of his skin that are white. Super tricky looking.
Word. I have not read The Tempest in a minute, but they did do an adaptation of it, like circa 2015 or something.
With
That was
Helen
really
Mirren.
sick. Yes,
that's some sexy. Russell Brand as the fucking
Yes.
drunken buffoon. That is
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorite adaptations. I'm a Shakespeare slut, so I'm all about that.
Hell yeah.
Same.
Hell yeah.
It's funny you were talking about it because I read the first 2 acts of Julius Caesar the other day, like kind of on a whim. It was really weird.
I'm about it. The Ides of March.
It was cool. We've been talking about it working more.
I'm wondering. I think he's listening. Spencer, are you gonna be able to hop on, my dude, or still waiting on people to clear out? Masturbating furiously to the sound of our voices. Whatever's going on. Just keep us posted. And this is why we can't have an official channel, for the record. I say shit like that, and it's like,
I think it'd be fine. It'd be fine.
and we
for
lost
sure.
our sponsorship.
Yeah. Geek and Sundry's like, never mind.
And again, Sam Riegel says a lot of fucked up shit.
I was about to say, yeah, Sam's on there.
Yeah.
Laura
no, you're
Bailey is
wrong.
there too.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
an adult channel. They do
It's
say some
everywhere.
stuff. No, you're all right. I can't believe I'm finally finished. It's so fucking vindicating.
That's what she said.
I'm on
Ah,
episode 90, which blows my fucking mind.
You're almost there. You're over halfway
Oh,
there.
yeah. It's almost 2/3, I think. But yeah.
So
lost.
you finally passed the big first arc where they fight the person that laughs a lot.
Yeah.
All right, you've seen all
They're
that stuff.
back in the Empire and trying to like dissolve the conflict. They were actually in they've talked to Trent.
Don't spoil it, because I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of people here now that are several different
Well,
places.
I'm just gonna be vague. They talked to Trent Ickathon. They had a fight in a butchery. Trying to think of what else happened in the last episode.
Fight in a butchery.
There's like an underground fighting rink at a butcher,
Oh yes, okay.
and Yasha's a fucking psychopath. That's what I gathered from that. Oh, Brandona's back. All right. Also, I did want to apologize. I've been like coughing and still kind of like haven't quite gotten over strep throat yet, so my apologies if I like destroy your earbuds.
Dude, since last Wednesday, your voice is crystal clear.
Yeah, okay, that's what we'll say.
And we'll be able to
Um,
hear you on the recording this week, yeah.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was doing character voices over the weekend, and I'm like, man, for this particular character, I wish I was still like low and raspy and kind of inaudible. But we will pick back up on session 2 of Strong King Thunder. You guys have taken your rest. You've all leveled up to level 2. You have gotten anything that you gain back on a short rest, so key points, certain abilities. You don't get any spells back on a short rest, but everything else you should be good to go.
Wizards do.
You get to get back a certain number of hit points. You basically roll a hit die, and you add your con mod. If
I
anyone
will take
doesn't-
one hit die, please.
Yes. I feel like I'm the
Oh,
dealer.
no.
This is blackjack. Yes.
I don't know how to roll that in this in this.
You are a
Fuck.
fool. Just roll it in chat. Roll a d12 or excuse me,
You
d8.
can go to the short rest tab, and it'll allow you to roll a hit die while you're taking a short
Oh,
rest.
thank you.
Excuse me.
Thank
yeah, Valkyr. Valkyr is correct, as he usually is. That clever bastard.
Oh.
Since I let you
I get-
reroll ones on like when you level up, you are welcome to do that. By the way, if anybody rolled hit points for your character, roll it one more time.
Since
Another one, you're fucked.
I
That
don't,
is
I don't like this.
unfortunate.
Yes, that is very unfortunate. Thank you. You
when you
are a
level-
benevolent god.
When you level up, you can roll your die to see what you
Oh,
get,
thank you. That puts me
plus
at
your
max
con
again.
mod. But if you get something that's unfavorable, you can take the average plus your con
Average
mod
instead.
instead. So if you have a d8, and let's say you roll a 3, you can actually take a 5 plus your con mod instead. The average of a die is whatever half of it is plus 1. And if any of that's confusing, learn fucking math, you piece of shit.
Yeah, or hit me or him up because we can both explain it.
Since I'm multi-classing, I don't roll. I just get the automatic first level max plus con, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
So you get that. Are Paladins D12? No, they're D10, aren't they?
10. Yeah,
Mhm.
10.
Yeah, solid.
Cool.
Barbarians are the only D12s.
So you get 10
Mhm.
plus your con mod. So your health probably doubled, if not, a little more.
Yeah, I went from 9 to 16. Wait, that it can't
Oh,
be right.
That's not right
No.
at all.
It should be.
9 to
Okay,
19 at the
so-
least.
Yeah,
All right,
19
it
is.
did not
Yeah.
do that then.
It may
through
not.
D&D
I was
Beyond.
thinking for multi-classing, it may not give you the automatic max.
Okay, I'm good with that then. That's if that's the way it is, and I would trust D&D Beyond.
I tell you what, I'll look it up after this. And
I'll play it as it is, 16 hit points, and then if you find out or want to give me extra hit points, that's fine.
Or what's your con mod, Brandon?
Plus 1.
Oh. You know,
Yeah.
that might be
Garbage.
feasible. +1, that might be feasible.
Yeah, that's why.
No, because that should
it would
still
still be
be
11, yeah.
And you don't
Right.
have the tough
9
feat.
to 20.
no tough feet.
So for reference, I have 23 hit points, and I have the tough feat and a +3 con mod, and a D8 dice. So
Did you do
I had to
Druid too,
do.
or are you one of each now?
I did Druid too. So
Okay.
but I had to have the con mod and the tough feat to get to 23. And he's at 19. Does that make sense?
All right, we'll figure it out later. I'll play 16 for now. Like I said,
16.
since Roll 20 and D&D Beyond did it that way.
Did you
Alright.
roll?
No.
Did
Alright,
you
I'll
let D&D
roll-
Beyond
roll a
handle it?
D10.
Did you
Oh,
let D&D Beyond handle it? Because that's
Took
what I
the
did.
buy?
But since it's a multi, all right, here's a D10.
I'm
Was it?
saying
Oh,
if you're gonna
all right,
play it
I'm
to
gonna
where,
take the average.
yeah.
Yeah, at least take the average, if nothing else. So in this
Yeah,
case, 6 plus your 1, 7 points, so you're at 16.
hmm
All right. So, not to waste any more time trying to get Davos to understand dice, we're going to roll on. So the guardsmen have begun to search the houses. They technically, you guys could have searched these and got some coin. I'm still gonna throw that in your final thing, so we'll just go through. You guys, what buildings would you like to explore?
Well, what's
All
the payments
those-
they're giving us not to raid them?
Yeah, but there's some. This won't be missed. This won't. I'll tell you about what you find for like any non-gold stuff, and you can choose to leave it or take it. But the gold will say that you just add to your bank. It's not a lot anyway.
So
The small buildings that are 3 squares, those are all houses. So you do not need to worry about those. The one exception being the apothecary that's marked.
yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Gobrand is gonna try to, assuming he can read the signs, which assuming he can, is gonna try to find that
You
building.
can read common.
You know,
Yeah.
as soon as they're done.
Reston.
If
Yes.
he can't read it, I would accompany him and say, "There's your weed store, buddy."
All right, so they're checking out the Medi marijuana place.
Heard.
I will say for this exercise that Sidiri has sort of taken up post in the center of the square. His men are checking houses. Oh, and actually, as one of the guards, female by the name of Kaylin, if I'm not mistaken, she begins to head toward this house closest to the bridge. And you see a bit of movement as a small white winged cat that some of you would recognize as a tresium runs out of the house and into the field over here. Sort of, it starts running and then it jumps and like wings burst out from the side of it. Not burst out, but sort of reveal themselves, and it glides over to a rock and it sits down kind of precariously, sort of eyeing all of you.
Can Goldbrand throw a rock at it? Not that he's going to, but does he have line of sight from where it is?
Not from where. Well, I put you over by the apothecary, but
Well, that's why I'm asking. I'm not sure where it is.
over there you would see it, but it's a good bit away. It's
All right.
800 feet.
He's not as tempted.
It's not a large creature. It is a small creature, or might be a tiny creature actually. It's not very big. It's a normal house cat size animal. You see the guard was kind of spooked by it, but she turns and she goes, "Oh, you're the Zelbrins." And he's sort of racking his brain to remember the name of this tressum, and I have it written down, but the guard is struggling to remember it, so am I. That only seems fair. But you guys can proceed to search and/or try to catch this cat as you see fit.
Is that cat more than 10 pounds?
Oh shit.
Oh no! I wish I could.
I was just saying.
So, can I back up a small amount and take a different spell, a different first level spell? Because since I get to pick at the beginning of the day.
I was about to say, yes, you can, and I would say
Thank
it's under 10 pounds.
All right,
Only
I'm mage
10 pounds.
handing it and grabbing it by the scruff of its neck.
Okay,
Ah,
make a either make a dexterity check or a sleight of hand check. Sleight
Let's
of
see
mage
what's
hand.
better. It's the same, so
And let me roll for the cat as well.
uh,
Oh, that's pretty damn good. Not gonna lie, this cat's quick, but it'd have to roll pretty damn high to beat that. Ooh, I do not. The cat sort of watching you as its hand appears behind it and just grabs it by the scruff of its neck, and it sort of lets out that little kind of displeased growl. What do you do with it now that the hand has it?
I bring it over to me. I say, "Hey, kitty, kitty, what you doing over there?" Give it a ration so it calms down. I don't know if they'll
give
eat
it food.
rations.
That was the first thing I was thinking was give it food.
The cat does not seem.
Goldbrand hands Valkyr a piece of dried elk
There we
from
go.
the other night. A very small piece
I'd
of
say
dried
dried
elk.
rations wouldn't appeal to it much, but a piece of meat, it nibbles on it, and while it's not quite comfortable with you, you get the impression that this is a domestic creature. And the guard Kaylin comes up and she says, "Hi, I just checked the house. Cat's the only one. Excuse me, the Tresium's the only one that made it out, unfortunately. The Zelbrins, an older couple who lived here, were both crushed on impact.
Ooh.
Shame."
You hate to see it happen, mate.
Brutal.
She will continue on down the path, checking the guard tower and the other houses. The cat is, I mean, if you put it down, it's gonna bolt. But like, it seems contained
Okay.
for now. She actually
Yeah,
offers.
Well,
would you
I
like
will
me
try. Oh,
She actually
gonna say-
offers. Would she? Oh, I'm sorry, Devin. Go ahead.
well, Goldbrand, when Valkyr brought it over, and after Valkyr fed it, did he like successfully get to give the? Did he successfully
You
feed it?
can make an animal handling check. We'll say. Let me.
I mean, I would hand it to Valkyr and let him do it too. Either one.
Well, I'm saying Valkyr first.
Yeah,
since you let him.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. You.
Now, I will say you could roll it with advantage since you fed it.
Okay.
16. Okay. It had a 15 DC, so yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Cool.
You sort of like scritch it behind the ears and nuzzle it, and it sort of stretches out its wings as it arches its back, and you get the little area right between its wings and its spine, and it sort of just starts purring. It's very much a house cat. It looks in pretty good shape considering it's been in this house full of dead people for a couple of days. It's very still pristine. It actually transitions to feathers just right at the joint where the wing comes out, and it seems to have warmed up enough to you to where you feel if you put it down, it may not stay directly by you, but it's not gonna run off. It's gonna be in the immediate vicinity.
Alright, mates. Is there any way that we think we can make this cat Oz because she is a beaut.
Looks like we already got a pet turtle.
Huh?
Do turtles and cats get along?
My cats like to look in the turtle tin. I don't know if that means they get along or if they're trying to figure out how to eat them, but there's that's a start there.
To be
Little
fair,
bit
this
of
is a big turtle.
I am
That's
very
true.
big turtle. I've
Goldberg
never
wants
been
to
around
return to the
domestic
apothecary
cat.
and see what he
Oh,
finds.
Davos, did you leave? You're on the other side of the bridge for some reason.
I didn't intend to.
I'm still on the bridge
Unless,
for me.
oh, that was when I was hearing the call.
Let's see.
You're in the call. Oh, when
was
I said
amulet.
when I said the bridge, I meant the bridge to the keep, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
As soon as Goldbrand thinks that the cat is going to stick to Valkyr, that at least mostly stay with them, he's going to return to the apothecary.
Okay. So inside the apothecary, it is pretty fucked up. Obviously, there's been some damage. There's a huge boulder right through what would be the entryway. There are smashed vials. Most of the liquid has dried, but there's definitely this sort of blending of unusual aromas. The floor is kind of sticky. You kind of watch your step, not knowing what could be poisonous. As you come inside, you see a very small home. There's a couple of very humble beds. There's like mortar and pedestal set up on the far side of the wall. There was at one point a small countertop that has since been crushed. But as you shift through the wreckage, you find a couple of things. You find an herbalism kit with an embroidered TAS on the front of it. You also find a locket. The gold gold? Well, we'll say it's a silver locket worth about 25 gold pieces. And when you open it up, there's a picture of a handsome halfling man. And as you now that you're inside the house looking back, you see two short legs sticking out from the end of this stone. There was a halfling. You can't make out gender or any features. That was crushed with the stone when it came in. There might be more under there. You don't really know. The stone is very heavy. It would take a couple of you at least to try to move it, but he is very clearly dead. Or he or she is very clearly dead. You also find some gold, but I'll give you all that at the end in one lump sum.
Okay. Does he find any materials like, for instance, the plants and stuff listed in that book that I sent you that we're using for materials and stuff? We can do that later. Like he wants to
Yes.
pillage the apothecary, but
he will
we
find
can
something,
definitely get
yeah.
that later in the week, like the list for that or whatever. He wants to pillage all the ingredients he can find.
Absolutely. Yeah, he does. You do find a good bit of that. There are sacks. There are dry clusters that are bound together with twine. Several things that bouquets of herbs that you gather. You recognize quite a few. There's several that are sort of foreign to you.
Can he gather them all in one trip? I'll shorten your description.
He could, yeah.
He'll gather everything he can and like carry it in his hands. So I picture him like carrying these big canvas bags over his shoulders of materials, and he will go to wherever the group is conjoined the most. I understand they're a little spread out right now.
Yeah.
But he will find the area that has the most people.
Well, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Tadiri sees you stepping out with all of these things bundled in your head. He goes, I told you, excuse me, I told you that there'd be no raiding today, barbarian. Perhaps your comment is not up to par. Do you understand me?
Am I still over there when I showed him the weed sign?
Yeah,
You were nearby, yeah.
Because if so, I wanted to have a conversation with Davos while I was doing that.
You could have a conversation.
Okay, well, I will try to settle this first.
Yeah, about to say, Sadiri is eyeing you down, and
So Gobran will tell him, he'll like gesture with his chin to the halfling under the rock, and he'll say,
What's up?
This man is dead and will be dead. I can take these things and make the things that he could makes, and I can share them with yous and your tribes. Would you really have them rot in the corpse of a house?
What of his widow, his children? Roll a persuasion.
Persuasion check.
Let me put a DC Yeah,
Wait, was this to
That's not
Davos or
included.
was this to the guard
This
who
is
caught
to
him?
the guard.
yeah, this is
Okay.
to Sidiri.
While that's
Mm.
going on, did I notice if there was any
Uh,
eyes of a newt in that bundle of supplies?
You
Eyes
mean
of
like
Newt.
mustard seed?
Is this for a spell? Is this like a component?
Yes, it is.
Um,
Thank you.
I would say that there were probably some odd ends like that, yeah. Most of it, you gather, is herbs, but that is a common enough ingredient where I would say there were some there. That said, I don't think you're over there right now. So, we'll see how
Oh, I thought he can join with the group.
you rolled a 9.
well, I got stopped when I come
Yeah,
out of the
like,
apothecary.
as soon as he stepped
Yeah,
out
by the
and
guard.
Sidiri saw him with his hands full,
Mm-hmm.
that he goes, "That man was not the only apothecary in the city. His wife is quite capable, and she will need that to create healing potions, other remedies, balms, salves, to heal the people that we return to the city." He sort of looks over at his men. "You may take enough supplies for a single potion, but I ask that you do not leave this woman without a livelihood."
And I would
Goldbrand doesn't
offer
really
to
see.
pay
Yeah, I was
for
about
the
to say.
supplies that we do take.
Yeah,
Thank
Goldbrand doesn't see a really reason to argue with that, and I was also thinking that he would probably try to throw gold down if he has enough. He thinks to compensate for whatever he takes. All right.
If you try something like that, Sidiri will sort of shake his head. "I am not the one who would earn this gold. I will not take it from an innocent woman. If this woman and her family are dead, as they very well may be, you may keep these supplies. But, in the interim, please return them to the Summerhawk Apothecary."
He'll put enough back except for one potion or whatever. Mostly what he wants to keep if he can instead is whatever menial resources he requires to synthesize his blood weed into its 3 different things.
Okay, there is. I will say you have enough to make a single healing potion.
Okay.
There is also enough. I will say there is some type of salve or balm that is generic, used in many potions, that you could use to make the oil.
Oil, thank you.
And I imagine the powder is just the actual crushed weed itself. I don't think there's anything you need to add to it. Are you taking the herbalism kit?
I actually already have one.
Okay. So you're
Um,
gonna leave it there?
well, yeah. If they think someone's gonna be back that can use it, Goldbrand will leave it there.
Good on you. I was wondering if you guys would do that or not.
But
So wait,
with
this woman-
the guard. That's what I say. What did you
This
ask?
woman is in the caverns? So she's
very
not
well-
here in town.
Could be in the okay.
She very well may be. She might be in the forests. I do not know. That is part of our search and rescue mission. But first, we're going to search the town. Oh, little dude. Alright. What next? Beyond thugs and ruffians. There's the temple that you already sort of checked out. You got the loot from there. There's the Nightstone Inn. There's the stable. The lesser houses are being checked out.
I guess we should go check the stables. I say to anybody in the vicinity. Looks like mostly Davos.
Okay. Kolkar's plopping along. I think Valkyr might be as well, since Stefan's munching up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Bergen,
So I think we're all.
Bergen's in the general vicinity. Tally, are you tagging along? Aku, what about
Yeah.
you? Okay.
I'd prefer to be around the critters.
The critters?
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
ability to move my character token though, so
Oh, you do not. That's weird. Oh, I think I know why. Let me fix that for you, my dude. I'm sorry.
oh, you're good.
It's
Just
because you're a piece of shit.
that. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Q.
So we're all around the campfire? Or sleeping? Getting ready to sleep?
I'm gonna
No,
go.
we're going to the stable, I think.
I'm gonna go to the inn and
Um,
look for goodies.
Good. Try to move your character now, my dude. See if that'll.
No, sir.
While they're doing that,
Okay. So
I turn.
do you see where your character sheet is on Roll20, where like they're all listed?
Yes.
Drag your token over, and let's see if you drag it. If you can do the thing.
You have to grab your name. You have to go to the actual name and
Yeah.
drag it up.
Nope. Maybe. Yeah.
There
Okay.
we
Yeah.
go. All right, let me
You
resize
can just leave
you.
it like this.
No, yeah,
I can leave it
you're
like
you're a Turesk right now.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yucks.
Let me resize that
Big
big
scary.
boy. You like his? I just want to make him a little bigger so you guys can appreciate the effort that went into this turtle shell frame that it had to be custom.
It looks pretty dope.
It looks great. It looks awesome.
Yeah, that's all I
It's
wanted.
sick as shit.
Constant
Nice.
admiration. Alright, so I think that's about the right size. Maybe a little big, but alright, so you're
I
heading
love
toward the
how-
inn, and
Yes.
Yeah.
sorry, Stefan, what?
Davos and
You're-
Goldbrand
I
and
was just gonna
company
say
are
it's
heading
gonna
to
be
the stable.
interesting seeing like one of the slowest animals on the planet like go ahead and be Speedy Punch Boy.
Just watch.
Surprisingly, they get normal movement speed. I thought they might have a 25, but they have a 30. And
Jeez,
as
even
he's
more.
moving around, you get sort of an think like Franklin the Turtle. That is the
Yeah,
terrible
they're
but the
big,
best
they can
analogy.
move.
He's not
Yeah.
quite like Ninja Turtle level. He is a little on the older side too. Maybe not for a turtle. He's 55. He's probably about middle age for a turtle. Maybe
Pretty
even a
old.
little under. Nah, man. If turtles are anything like turtles, this motherfucker's gonna live to like 150. He's gonna see you all rot and die.
I thought canonically they only lived like
Yeah,
85.
I made them older on purpose. Like turtles.
That may be the case, but that's just what I assumed.
They're
I don't think I have
they
it.
lived 15 to 50 years, so I'm like beyond
Oh,
average.
oh, you are
age.
ancient. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm old as
I
fuck.
take back everything I've ever said.
While they're cruising in the inn, I turned to Goldbrand. Your dreams tell you anything about a turtle?
They did not. This-
Especially where we're at on the map. Goldbrand will kind of look around and he'll like not step behind the building, but he'll say, "It is worrying that you would knows about that, but knows I have not seen these individuals, but we must be careful. I have not seen anything that happens in the cities."
That's not true.
He says,
Don't be too
"You have
worried.
not found your." He says, "Do you believe that this person you're seeking is in the caves? Do you want to leave now? The guards can search the cities."
I think we should all rest up if we're gonna be heading out. I
Can
think
we
we're
short
still
rest?
weak.
But what if it is too late? And he like paces towards you for a second and like looks at you intensely and kind of turns around. He says, "What if we could have stopped this? I saw this happen. If we had been here instead of sleeping, could we have stopped this? Would we be going to look for those people?"
Roll a
3 days ago.
wisdom check. Yeah. Oh, okay. Actually, no. He said it for me. Thank you.
I'll
Goldberg,
say it again.
there was an unusual occurrence where Sadiri said this happened 3 days ago, and yet you just saw it last night. And this sort of rocks you a little bit. This is very confusing.
Yeah,
You've
he's
never
like-
seen something that's happened in the past. And roll a general wisdom check for me. Or what's your well, no, wisdom is your spellcaster modifier. So yeah, roll wisdom for me.
Just
I'm
straight
not
wisdom.
trying to say that we should wait any longer or say that we shouldn't try to hurry, but regarding your worry about the town, there was nothing we could have done, at least together, to stop this.
20.
Do you think that we should all be here together, stopping these things?
I mean, I know you're probably better off with us around.
I will say from your 20, Devin, that Goldbrand sort of thinks on this. So this isn't something he had considered. And Davos points out something that you and I think this may have been because you walked away, I think, when we mentioned that part. But from your experience with this, you've talked to your master, the person who trained you, who mentored you. And while he has never had a block in the way that you did speak with it to him before you left, explaining why you were so concerned that there was this sort of dead end in your prescience. And you get the feeling that because your prescience was backed up for so long, that you couldn't see so much in the future, that these are visions that you should have been seeing before. And that you have sort of this weird mishmash of the past and the future coming to you in these visions now.
Looks.
Um,
In that case, before we go into the stable, he'll look at Davos and he'll say, I have also seen the eyes in the caves. I could probably take us to the citizens.
I mean, as far as directions, we could get them from one of the guards.
I will also remind you that you guys saw a bunch of footprints when you came up to the drawbridge. There, you saw some footprints heading off northwest.
And I mentioned that maybe if we do hurry, would be better if we're not the only ones that saw those footprints.
So you dudes wants to go? No, you says you wants to rest.
If you can get the rest of the group to head out now, then I would be with them.
Search the stables. I will go and seize. And he'll...
Well, you only have 2 buildings left. So when you go into the stables, you see no horses. You gather, the barn doors are wide open. You gather that they probably fled during the attack. There is a stone in the middle of one of the aisles. It would have blocked a couple of the horses into their stables, but either they jumped over it or they weren't in their stalls when that happened. But you do find a box with the emblem of the Lion Shield Coster, which you recognize as the trading post of the couple doors down. And inside of it are 10 silvered darts. These are weapons, or they can be sold. It doesn't give a price, but I would say for 25 gold pieces.
That's not a piece.
No, total,
Correct.
for all 10. And the
Yeah.
box, I guess. The rest of you are checking out the inn. You go
Which
all...
Gobrand's headed that way, because that's where the rest of them are.
Yeah. If you look to the
just real
far
quick.
right, where the temple is, I'm going to reveal the stable. There was a gobby boy who was waiting in there, but he came out. Bitch, I said reveal. Did I fucking stutter? I must have fucking stuttered.
Which
Shit.
one is not the most...
I would give the darts to the guard who mentioned how they were running low on crossbow bolts. As hey, here's a means to defend yourselves if we're going to be leaving.
That's damn noble of you. How about that? He sort of nods appreciatively and he's like, Wix? Is that his name? Wouldn't double check that for you.
John Wicks?
No, fuck off.
He'll know what to do with a
Tux,
silver
excuse me.
dart.
Tux Sizzix. Tux at the Lion Shield Costa will appreciate this. I do not know if the goblins took this and relocated it, or what happened necessarily, but this will be good for him to have. He sort of nods approvingly. He's sort of getting the idea that, okay, they're not pieces of shit. The rest of you are checking out the the inn. If you look all the way to the right, I'm going to click on a little thing over here. As you come in, you see the absolutely just fucking shreked inn. I'm gonna read you a little description here. The dining room is strewn with wreckage. A giant's rock punched through the roof and landed right in the center of the dining area. Most of the tables are destroyed. Chairs are absolutely just, practically kindling at this point. There are a few that are still together, but very, very few. Only 2 small round tables and a couple of chairs are intact. Atop each of one is an unlit lamp with oil in it. Each of the characters can hear something rummage. Oh, no, excuse me. You killed the goblin that was rummaging in the kitchen, so ignore that. Lying in the middle of the floor is a dead goblin with a crossbow bolt sticking out of his chest. Also, Tally. you're in this group checking out the inn, yeah?
Mhm.
You spot a flicker of movement through the hole that's currently in the ceiling into the second floor. By the time you look up, it's gone. You don't see anything in particular, but you are certain that you saw something shift or move or something up there.
Yeah. Upstairs. Movement.
Nailed it. You guys proceed upstairs?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will go see what you speak of.
Does Goldbrand make it to them before they go upstairs?
I will say you come in as they are heading up that direction.
Okay. He won't say anything, but he'll tag along behind them till they get up to the top or whatever.
I'm gonna lead the way with some dancing lights.
As you come up the stairs, which are pretty well intact, it seems like the front and the rear of the building took the majority of the damage. I'll say Bergen actually yesterday walked around the back end of this. And he saw into the other room on the ground level, which was predominantly seemed to be a kitchen, a food prep area. There was a bed that has since been practically shredded to feathers on the far side of the room, and a couple of odd crates and stuff. One of the guards seems to be coming over and like trying to see what supplies are salvageable and begin moving them to be used by the survivors and the remaining guardsmen. As you come up, you spot 4 doors. The action that you saw, the movement was over the boulder, so it would be on this southeastern door, but you can choose to open any of them in any order that you wish.
Southeastern door. I don't know if like did you ping it? Where's it at? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, dog.
Where are
Right.
we at?
You are up here on the where
I'm
it says
assuming
8
he's talking
Nightstone
about
Inn.
here.
You're in the second floor. You see on the far right where we're talking on the mini maps.
Yes.
You open that bitch up.
Yeah, I'd like to motion to my compatriots, or yeah, obviously Valkyr, who's just opened dancing lights.
Why don't you guys move your
smack.
tokens on that part of the map for me?
Okay.
Is
That's
this
it,
door?
actually. They are Goldbrand. I will say that you're probably at the bottom of the stairs. You saw them going up and are coming in behind them, but you're not.
I don't know where the stairs are.
Oh, we're on the very far right of the map, my dude. There's a mini map over there.
I'm dumb.
Yeah. Bergen is also with you. Just chilling, being a Bergen. Davos and Kolkar are checking out the stables. Davos is currently explaining to Kolkar what stables are for, and Kolkar seems horrified.
Mm,
Oh,
You keep animals here. In this cubicle. Madness.
I'm also still trying to find the map. Sorry.
We are
It's
down
like all
here.
the way to the right.
Yeah, if you go all the way to the right, you'll see it like a black border. It almost looks like the end of the map, but there's more beyond that where it says stable.
yeah, just zoom out to like 20% so you can kind of get an idea of what a D&D map looks like, and look over to the right where there's a sidebar.
I know you
yeah,
were being
word.
nice to him.
I'm at 10. I'm at 10, but it's like not letting me scroll.
So to the not letting you scroll.
We're
Well, you
Well, yeah, because you
gotta
can see the whole thing.
zoom in more to scroll.
Yeah, 10 is too far out. We're over on the side of the
About
whiteboard.
50 to 30 is pretty good for.
Do you see your token now?
Follow the pingity ping.
yeah.
Alright, keep going to the right. You see it now?
Nightstone and ground floor. I'm sorry. What
Yeah,
second
there
floor?
we go.
Boom.
Alright, you got it.
So you were in front of this door here. That's the door that to the room that you saw movement in.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you proceeding? Are you just kicking the door down? Are you gonna try to take a peek in? What's your?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to open it as smoothly as I can. Sleight of hand.
Stealth check, please.
26.
Whoa.
That's a
Got
stealthy
that
boy.
26.
That is this. He crouched down Skyrim style, and Goldbrand's like, where the fuck did he go?
Closed eyeball.
Members of the
You
party went, oh.
you open the door and take a peek. You don't see anything. You see the hole in the floor. Granted, you're not opening the door full swing, so you can't see the whole room.
Yeah.
But you can see. Let me get some reveal going on here. I will say you can see
Valkyr's
about half of
gonna
it.
grow impatient and combine the 4 dancing lights into the humanoid shape and just send it in there.
You hear a woman scream. Ah!
Very manly woman scream.
Jesus.
I have
Dude,
strep.
why-
I can't. No.
Wow.
That'll be my excuse for everything for the rest of this campaign. I have strep throat.
Also, we gotta get you around tougher women.
Well,
Well, if that's not the
I mean, if you were a commoner and you saw a person made of light walk into a room, this could be fucking. What's the dude from Mystery Men? The goddamn dick flopping everywhere. You know who I'm talking about. Mr. Atomic.
Mr.
Oh God. It's
Watchmen, you mean?
Watchmen. Yeah. What did I say? I said Mystery Men, which is
Blue
the
guy.
Ben Stiller
the
movie.
shoveler
Blue
and
guy-
the
Mr.
blue
Manhattan.
Raja.
Mr.
Dr.
Manhattan.
Blue, whatever? Dr. Blue?
Mr. Manhattan.
Mr. Manhattan. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fucking.
The fucking bitch with the bowling ball. I forgot that movie existed. Goddamn. Okay, I'm sorry.
It looks like we could house the survivors.
Um,
Goldbrand
So,
like tries to peer,
this
tries to
I
like
mean
tilt
this
his head to peer through the
this
thing,
guy this
through the
figure
doorway.
opens the doorway and you see a woman sort of clad in a rough traveling robe, blonde hair, a small snake with wings sort of perched on her shoulder. And
A
she's
Quetzalcoatl?
not quite, but yeah, you're in
Okay.
the right mindset.
Okay.
Much very small. It's a tiny creature, I think. It's like maybe I think like a garter snake with wings.
Mhm.
And she's sort of crouched in the corner behind where the door would open, to where she would be concealed. She's holding up her hands and she goes, "Please don't hurt me. My name is Kella. I mean you no harm."
As soon as
We've been hurt plenty.
as soon as Aku hears the woman, he goes, "I could not go back to jail," and goes downstairs.
Goldbrand will go to a window or he will find some way to alert the guards that they found a survivor.
There is a window, but there's not really any guards on that side right now.
He'll go downstairs if he needs to. He'll go wherever he needs to go.
Okay. Does anybody want to talk to her in the interim?
Sure. What you doing up here, lassie?
Wow, your accent's all over the place, dog.
Dude, I still can never decide.
I love it. She goes, I was just a traveler, a monk of the Shining Fist. I came here on my way to Waterdeep and had stayed the night in the inn. I was in my room meditating when I heard screams in the town. When I looked out my window, I saw boulders hurling down. One must have struck my roof, and I believe the beam knocked me unconscious. By the time I woke up, there were goblins and an ogre ransacking the city, and I was able to sneak downstairs once to get a bit of bread, but the goblins have been near constant. Please, I'm just trying to get back home.
There's no
And
reason
where's
to fear.
home?
Hakuna Matata. He's like,
Hakuna Matata is
Out here to be all right.
Definitely.
So anyway, I started blasting.
you got a message in your inbox, my dude.
Heard that. Alright.
Do you get along with the drunken fist?
I'm sorry, what? The
You
drunk
shining fisties. Do you get along with the drunken fisties?
shining fisty sounds disgusting. I'm not-
Yeah, not good.
Shining fisters. Would that be better?
No, I've never met any of. Give me 1 second. I've never met a drunken fist. My people are not really common to this area. I was only coming here to meet a master in Waterdeep, and when the city was attacked, I couldn't escape. The goblins and ogres outnumbered me, and I'm still a bit of an apprentice.
But
Uh,
you're in safe hands. Go on.
Aku comes back up. And it's like, there is no wine here. And then he sees the lady. And kind of just, doesn't feel right about it.
So what does that mean?
Bergen,
You say you are a monk, yes?
yes, of the Shining Fist.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Even though you're not, but that would be the one you would pick. She is lying. She is not a monk. If you are a monk, show me.
I am a monk. I'm and she's getting a little flustered. I'm telling you, I'm still an apprentice. I can't fight you if that's what you want.
Oh, see, a monk would not fight me to show you are a monk. That is very one tell. If she says she is part of the Shining Fist, that means she has magical prowess. Show me.
Fine. I will. She sort of stands up and straightens up. Let me get my components. She reaches into her cloak. She holds out a fist. And she drops a cylinder that is smoking.
Aku tries to catch it.
What you can make a reaction. I will say that you can do that as a reaction. Give me a acrobatics check. Or well, no, I'll say either an acrobatics or a sleight of hand.
About the same. I never rolled on the. Did it work?
19, yeah.
It
19 is good.
Yeah.
It
So,
did.
You might have
You-
advantage selected.
You catch it, and she sort of smiles, and she jumps backwards out the window.
Shit. Okay.
About
Where's
that time,
Goldbrand when this woman demonstrates herself?
Goldbrand is back downstairs. You're probably coming out the front door of the inn. All of you hear this extremely loud bang. There is a blinding light, and everybody in that room, Bergen, Valkyr, Tali, and Aku, you are all stunned for one round. She flashbanged you, basically. The woman is now outside. Let me get her over
I come
where-
running out the front of the stable.
Yeah, you hear the bang, you hear the shattering of glass. Kolkar also comes galloping up. She
Can
lands right
Goldbrand
out
see
here.
her land?
She is... I'm sorry?
Can Goldbrand see her land? Can he find her at the sounds?
You probably came out from the front. I would say you hear where she is, but she's actually going to take just a bit of damage. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. More than just a bit of damage. That's fine.
Long story short, if it seems like she's running from his group, he's gonna use the Thorn Whip cantrip to try to snag.
We're going to roll for initiative. Let me just get this thing up, my dude. Where's my thing? Oh, here's my thing.
Well, I'm going last.
I got.
Don't say that
I won't
yet, my
be too
dude.
far behind you. I have to pee, so I'm gonna roll initiative and go pee.
Rollers up.
Ugh, I'm going last. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you. Frick. He hears the blast and trips over one of those boulders.
Nearly shits himself.
And Valkyries are all like, so anyway, I started blasting.
I was thinking that exact quote. That's so funny. I've actually got. Before Aku came along, I didn't think you guys would figure her out so quickly, so I've got to readjust this counter just a little bit.
No surprise.
Hakuna Matata.
Here we go. All campaign. Thanks for that. Yeah, Mart.
Sorry.
Can we change his name?
Can honestly, I hate it now. So.
Donatello.
Hey, how close was she whenever she ran? Was she within 5 feet?
She was.
I guess you're asking for opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Aku
'cause
was the one who walked in. You walked in as well. I would say she was within 5, but the flashbang takes away any opportunity for reactions. Your reaction could have been to if you had an ability that let you make an attack as a reaction, besides an opportunity attack, you could have. If you
It just
have
says
any
when
spells that are a reaction. But you could have not made an opportunity attack because she did not start to leave range until that thing was about to go off. Plus, you kind of weren't expecting it. She did sort of jump out of a window, backwards, full on.
I mean, I feel it.
That's
But,
fair.
you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
That's
would still argue.
Yeah, I know.
I saw smoke. I saw her backing up. It's a
The
creature's
way it's
movement,
written,
but
you're
whatever.
only allowed a reaction. Technically, an opportunity attack is a reaction, but the reaction is in response to her dropping the thing, not her trying to leave the space. I think.
Well,
if you want to make a swing, I'll say you can.
I'm just gonna copy and paste real quick, and then you decide, and then I trust your word for it.
Okay. God damn it.
This
Aku,
is
can you
for
roll some
Warcaster.
initiative for me?
Wait, what?
Sure, yeah. Aku, if you can roll initiative for me.
Oh, you didn't see it? Must have done something
You
wrong.
got 14.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's under Josh and not Aku. I'm sorry. My bad, dude. I was looking
Ew,
for the
wow.
wrong thing. Davos 7, Valkyr 11, cool car. Ooh,
This is just to see if it changed my name or not. Don't worry about this roll.
bastard, you've ruined it all.
Mother!
Actually, I have a 7. 7.
Callie, did you roll initiative, my dude? Oh yeah,
I did.
Sorry, 11.
It's an 11. Yeah.
All right. I think that gets us all. Oh, did not roll great. Where is the run button? Where the fuck is it? Oh no, it is up. Okay, sweet. Okay. So Bergen gets to go first. He's actually stunned for this round. So now it is Miss Kella's turn. Let me get her hit points because she loses some stuff.
Oh no. She's a what?
She's a what?
Her stat block is a what?
Bye. I
Did
don't
you?
know.
You can read, can't you?
I'm scared.
Like,
Maybe
maybe-
spies aren't as scary as assassins.
They are CR1, which is like tougher than like a guard and stuff like that, but they're not like super deadly.
Yeah, we're level 2 now, so.
So that means she could take 2 of you, no problem. There
Yep.
we go. Okay.
There's
Oh,
what,
okay.
6,
So
7
she's
of
not. Valkyr, you can make that spell as a reaction if you want, my dude.
Aha!
I don't know if you heard that earlier.
I didn't.
What you got? Natural 1! You try to fire the Eldritch Blast, but your like attention is split. And you actually end up just shattering the window for her, where she's going to take 2 less damage from that little jump.
Oh,
Can I take?
way to go.
Can I shatter the glass and like get cut by it since it's a natural one as well?
Take more
You know,
damage.
if you want,
You what? Excuse me. You
take 1
what?
damage. You rolled
Sure.
low.
Is this penance
Respect.
for your
Respect.
first Strahd interaction?
I
Alright.
feel like if I shattered a window right in front of my face, there's gonna be some blowback.
But it's an
It's
outward.
No,
Wait.
dude, you don't. Yeah, exactly. It's
it's-
out. The vector is outward.
Right.
Dog. The like, come
Nope.
on. The glass
It's
goes
not.
away from you.
Or you should just say
So-
it was the glass from the vial that exploded.
There you go.
There it is. See.
So she is going to, she's going to take, he has a crossbow in her hand. You gather now that the dead goblin you found downstairs was shot by her. She shoots at Goldbrand for a 16. Does that hit, my dude?
Where's she at? She can see me?
Yeah, where
she's,
is she?
She's right over here. She just jumped out of this window from the second story.
She can see me from there? I
Right
don't have
over
cover?
where?
I mean, I'm right up front of
Yeah.
the table if you want to shoot at me
Back
with
by
a
the
16.
main map.
I would
Can you
I
get-
would say that you perhaps
can
have
move
half
to hit me,
cover,
too.
so
She can move to hit me too or whatever. I just wanted to see.
her other roll was a 21, so she still hits.
Okay.
But so that's 6 damage to Goldbrand. She's gonna take her second attack on Davos for a 22 and 5 damage.
He said, "No."
You said
Oh.
6 damage?
You're lucky you didn't. Her friends aren't present. She has sneak attack.
Yikes.
She is going to use her cunning action to dash as a bonus action. Davos, you see that she disappears inside of the inn again.
I don't like that.
Alright, I call out the Goldbrand coal car. She's back inside the inn. Let's flank her.
Can I
It is
see her if I
Aku's
look through
turn.
the window?
Aku, you're stunned. Tally, you're stunned. Valkyr, you're stunned. Davos, it is your turn.
I am actually gonna run towards. I saw her go in this second door, yeah?
That's actually a window on the second story. Where this trail is the door.
Okay. Alright. Did we take any sort of rest?
You did take a short rest,
Short
yeah.
rest.
So you don't have spells back, but you would have certain class features.
Yeah, I don't think I have that either. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dash. Nothing else. And I'm kind of watching the door. I don't think I can ready an action either since I used it to dash.
Okay.
I'll get right here, actually 60. Alright.
Oh, that's a guard, I see. Okay, Goldbrand.
Goldbrand's not happy because she dealt him damage and popped him a good one. If he looks through the door, goes in the door that he just came out of into the inn, does he see her?
You would know from having just been in there that the bottom floor is separated into 2 parts. The back room, which is like the
So
kitchen
would go
store
there.
area, and that's where that door led to. It's on the back end of the building. If you were to open it, you could go into the room. I don't think you would be able to get close enough to open the second door unless you dashed.
Unless I dashed. Oh, that's great. If I dash, I can't. Well, I can dash as an action, and then I guess I can. Okay. So, if I dash to go through the door, I would like to go ahead and dash through the inn into the back area where I knew she went into.
Okay. As you come around the corner, so you run inside 10, 20, 30, 40. We're just going to do this on top of the building because the scale is the same, and this way we don't have to move you back and forth. You get to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Or I'm sorry, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You still get to move one more square beyond this, but you see her. She was sneaking out the now destroyed wall on the northeast side. So she was planning to lead you guys back into the inn while she snuck out the other side and made a break for it. You are within striking distance of her if you have anything you can do for a bonus action.
Bonus action. Well, I can't. I don't think I can hit her with anything for bonus action. So instead, I will go ahead and wild shape.
Oh, druidy boy. All right, what are you doing, my dude?
I would like to wild shape into a giant badger.
Can you wild shape as a bonus action? Are you in that?
I think it is. Isn't it a bonus action?
I think
Maybe I'm
it's-
wrong. Hold
I
on.
think it's
Could be wrong.
an action unless you're in certain circles. Don't pull it up.
I know I can use my starry stuff as a bonus action. Wild shape is an action. I see. I'm confused. You're right.
It's okay. You're a bastard. I get it.
Hold on. So instead, since she hit me, as a bonus action, I will expend a use of my wild shape to take on a starry form. And I will choose the archer. Let me see if I can put this for
Okay.
y'all. Oh, is that the damage or is that
Next
the
to the name, there should be like a little red die if you hover over it in D&D Beyond.
I see that, but it's not. These are all to roll. None of these are to like tell you what it does.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. There are a bunch
Bang.
of them. I'm just doing the first one.
Bam.
Your body becomes
Right.
luminous. Joints glimmer like stars. You basically
Yeah.
become a constellation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna describe it yet because no one's in the room to see it. I may describe him here in a second, like when if he exits the room and he's still like this.
They're gonna be
But
terrified.
so it says I can do that as a bonus action, and as soon as I do it, he gets to actually roll an attack. I didn't mean to roll that damage earlier, so I need to roll to hit first, right?
Hang on 1 second. When you assume your starry form, choose which of the following constellations glimmers on your body.
Make a ranged spell.
When you
attack.
activate this form, and as a
Large.
bonus action on your sequential turn. Okay, so yeah, you can.
So I'm just gonna blast her like with a. Looks like he throws a comet at her essentially, with a ranged spell attack. So I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll guidance because it's a ranged. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Where's it at? I'm gonna roll fucking guiding bolt because it's a ranged spell attack. Does that hit her?
It does actually.
So she takes 1d8 radiant damage. That I will roll now. 1d8 plus 2 radiant damage. 6.
Alright.
So yeah, he hulks out
She
and throws a
sees
comet
you-
at her.
She sees you burst through the door as this glowing constellation of a man, firing off. I almost like to imagine like you just like reach one arm out and like pull an arrow out of nothing and fire it off, and just
I like
blast the fuck out of her. Yeah, that hurt. Kolkar hears this commotion coming on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and is going to come galloping up around the corner. Bergen, now unstunned, is going to immediately rush back down the stairs and get as far as he can with his 60 feet. It's going to be 10, down there. Oh, no, do not want that. He hears the commotion in the back room and is heading that way. 10, 20, 30, 40. He has enough to get in the room, but not enough to make an action. Alright, so now that's going to bring us to her turn again. She is going to use her bonus action disengage.
Oh.
So she dips,
That's nice.
and then she's going to use her action to... Is she going to dash? Yeah, she's going to dash again. Let me make her disappear for a second. There's shifty stuff. Rogues, man. Alright. So, okay, not great. Alright, Aku Nematata, your turn, my dude.
God.
I'll try to stop. I make no promise.
You won't though. Okay, I guess I will also make my way downstairs.
If you are dashing, you can actually make it just beyond this boulder where she ran. But,
Okay.
you don't see her. I will say you could use your bonus action to make a perception check and see if you spot her.
Guidance.
Guiding bolt?
Guidance.
You're casting something as a reaction?
I think no, it is one action, isn't it? So we can't do it in combat. Never mind.
This man said guidance.
I guide you anyway.
It's also a critical role, like
Nice.
reference.
19.
I don't know why it's doing 2.
19. You might have it on your advantage thing.
If you look at the
that's
top of
okay.
roll 20 sheet, there's a red normal advantage, disadvantage.
I'm rolling, it would still do that even if I'm rolling on D&D Beyond.
So,
Question mark?
Possibly.
Then on
Aku,
D&D Beyond, I'd have to look and see where advantage is at there.
Aku,
I'm listening, sir.
you're fine. You spot this bitch. She was trying to sneak around the temple, sort of hiding behind this wall. She rolled shit, but you rolled terrific, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And you see her trying to sneak off to the side. If you want, you can, as a free action, tell your friends.
She is making her way to the bridge.
Taliband, your turn, my dude.
That's a name.
Roger, I'm upstairs.
The guards aren't there anymore?
The guards are not anywhere near this. Sadiri probably would get a turn, but him, having heard the commotion, he would probably just head into the inn itself, not really knowing what's going on. He sees well, he heard the blasting on the back end of the inn, but he still thinks there's something going on in the inn, so he's trying to make his way in there, we'll say. The other guards aren't really in the area. They're on the far east and the southeast.
The guards on the far east and southeast
Yeah, there's one up here.
of the inn.
Not of the
Yeah,
inn.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, from the inn. So there's one over here, there's one down here, and there's the one. She probably would actually be at this house by now, but they were just checking out the houses. They weren't actually at any of the buildings, the named buildings.
Word, I mean, I'm obviously coming down the same staircase as everybody else.
You can make it to this square over here. Just one to the left of this boulder in the back if you dash. Or, I hate that this has a path coming from the east side of the inn, because on the map there's not actually a door there, so I don't know why that's that way.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just wanted to bitch.
Hold on, zooming out. Move the token. Little bitty me over. You said one left.
Yeah, one to the left of this boulder up here, yeah.
Eh? I'll
I meant-
zoom way out.
I meant
Yeah,
this one
scoot
down
it.
here, but
You
you're good.
scoot it. You scoot it. You scoot
Yeah.
it.
You scoot. Alright, you see this
Um,
bitch, but you do not, unless you have something you can do as a bonus action.
Yeah, can I shout to everybody else as a bonus action and go, her?
You can do that as a free action, yeah. Alright, so that's going to bring it to Valkyr, who also can dash out. If you want to go out the front door, you can make it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You can make it right next to Kolkar up here, if you chose to go out the front.
I can't see her through the window. Any of the windows?
Not in the room you're in. You could go to another room. I don't know if you could do that without dashing. Let me look at that map real quick. 10, 20, 30. Yeah, you can make it to either of the windows here. In fact, there's nothing else of real note in this inn, so I'll just go ahead and reveal the rest of it for you. You'll see there's 2 windows on the top floor, two on the west side of the building. You can make it to either one.
Alright.
It is a solid window though, like it's glass pane, so you can, as an action, well, I would say as a bonus action you could break it out and then fire something out of it if you wanted. You could try to blast something through it, but she's also, from the window you're at, you can see where your friends are pointing, but I would say she has half cover. She was trying to hide around this corner, but I'll say enough of her is out to where you could still hit her if you were to try.
Oh, can I move to the top window then? Instead? And it'd still be the same though?
You wouldn't have known that when you were moving, so the one you chose is the one you got. I'm sorry, my dude.
You're the worst.
I know, I'm a cunt. You could still try to hit her, but she has a slightly higher AC.
Oh, I'm gonna blast her. I don't
you
hit
do.
it.
You break the glass, but you don't get her. You actually hit like a stray tombstone in the graveyard and just kind of blacken it or purple it. What color's your magic?
Purple.
It's kind of got like it's blackened from like the heat and the energy of it, but it does have this sort of purplish hue to it. Davos. Were you upstairs?
No, I'm
you're
outside.
I see.
I take that
10,
back,
20,
burgundy.
30, 40.
Burgundy, I like it.
Fif-
Got sort of this reddish
60.
black. Looks like a goth, like one alternative punk goth like tombstone in this graveyard.
I'm sorry.
As I'm running down towards the front door into the middle of town, I'm yelling, 285, you're stones! You're stones! And I'm trying to
285,
point in the
what?
direction of the rogue. And
They haven't
hopefully-
dropped yet! I mean, Goldbrand didn't enchant any yet! Um, he has normal rocks. These guys heard the shatter from where they were. They couldn't really see much of what the action was. They're on alert, but they're not. They don't really have any ranged weapons. He has the rocks. I don't have a token for 285, but I'll throw something out here.
Do one of the
Really, anybody that can perhaps intercept her and
I
hold
was
her
gonna
up.
say,
Anything.
dragons?
Move the cart, the horse.
The dragons, the dragonborns, do not have
Yeah.
any ranged magic. They're technically clerics. So
But they could.
They're- Don't
They
they
could
have breath
dash.
weapon?
they
Whatever.
do, but it's like a limited range. It's like 3 squares.
Okay, heard.
They could still run.
They're also not. Well, one of them I would say, Kava, the brass dragonborn now. She's a little more on the aggressive side. She might bulk up, but I think her primary thing is just like keeping the rest of the newly freed safe. I've got this bitch outnumbered 6-1. Y'all can take her. 7-1. She's
Yeah,
really
if we
fast,
can
yeah.
catch up. Shit.
Well, you guys know this, but she does not. The drawbridge is up, so she can only get so
Oh.
far.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I thought it was down still.
No, they
Same, I
pulled
would've-
it
I
up
would've
once
dashed.
they once they realized that there might be more goblins on the way. They pulled it up.
Gotcha. I forgot that.
So
All
it's
right.
good they found the guards before her. All right, whose turn it be? Anything else you got, Davos?
Negative.
Goldbrand. With your
Goldbrand's gonna move
Starry
10,
Night.
20, 30 to here. Oh yeah, he can do that. So
So this thing right at the corner of you, this is
Yeah.
a sepulcher. It is a private sort of tomb. So it's like a structure, so you can't shoot through it. Just so you know.
oh, can I hit her from here
Yeah.
with cover?
I don't think she would have cover actually from the angle you're at.
So he has to use his bonus action to actually enchant the rocks he has left. I guess he only has 2 because he hasn't like scooped any up recently, but he only threw 1 earlier. If that makes sense, he has to cast
Okay.
it again.
Yeah.
It only
that's
lasts
it
a
only
minute.
lasts. Yeah.
But he will cast it and throw it. I guess that means he can't use his thing, which sucks. He can't use his bonus action
You
to.
could just use your bonus action. You could use your action to dash and use your bonus action to fire your thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it does
We'll do
more
that instead.
damage. Or...
No, it's the same damage. We'll do that instead. So
It's a
instead, he
1d8
would
for
do.
those rocks?
No. I guess it's not. It's 1d6 for those rocks.
Gotcha.
That's a good point. 1. Can he go 2, 3? Diagonally over the
Probably more.
fence? Can he hurdle the
10,
fence?
20, 30,
From
40,
here?
50. You can actually make that in one more square if you're dashing. Oh, I'll say that you took the path directly from the rock. Yeah, you could do that. I would say you might want to shoot before taking that full
Yeah.
movement, though. Just so she
Not
doesn't have
big.
the half cover. Yeah.
No. Okay.
You jump over, fire off a blast of light as you do.
Make another bow and arrow out of nothing, like summon one out of stardust, as you mentioned before. Oh, that's damage. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's a shitty roll, my dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's
In
damage.
there.
It's pretty good for damage, so you know, we'll...
Hold on a second. So this is a ranged spell attack. I used guidance last time. Y'all can help me remember that, or guiding bolt, but I used guiding bolt for that because it's the same thing.
does not hit.
No, it's not.
You fire off another arrow, and this time she's sort of expecting it, and she dodges to the side. Kolkar, however, sees you guys heading over here, and he's going to try to head her off. 10, 12... Oh, actually, he has a ranged attack. Like a true riding horse, he leaps over this goddamn fence here. 10, 20, 30. In the graveyard, he's going to fire off a longbow and try to strike this bitch down. He will ask, I guess Goldbrand, since you're right there and you mentioned it earlier, we taking prisoners? And fires one off. That does hit her.
Absolutely.
Alright. She is bloodied.
Hmm.
Got an arrow in her, been roughed up a little bit. The fall itself hurt her a bit. But yeah, she ain't looking great. Bergen. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's his action to get that far, though. I don't think he has the bonus actions. The
Jeez.
actions of bonuses.
Hmm.
He does not. He has a couple of spells, but they're not really in this kind of field. He's basically content just to have caught up to her and is readying herself. And actually no, he'll say, "We don't want to hurt you, but if you continue to run, you leave us no choice." He's gonna try to intimidate her. Oh, ooh, she is
Well.
not threatened by the
No.
priest.
No.
It comes to her turn. Let me look at this real quick just to make sure I'm reading this right. Has advantage on the roll. Okay, she does not have advantage. She's going to hold up her hands and say, I mean you no harm. I just have a conflict of interest. And she's gonna make 2 swipes with her short sword at him.
Jesus.
Ooh, 22.
What a bitch.
And 17. I don't think the 17 hits. He's pretty tanky. Oh no, he has a 16 armor class. Oh, she might down him. You're not wrong that she's a
He's
bitch.
level
though.
2 though, right?
Oh yes, his character sheet hasn't been updated. Thank you. Oh, she did roll pretty well. She rolled a 13, but he should be a little higher now. Come on, get higher.
Yeah, if we
I
take
was-
average, he ought to
I was
have
about to say, yeah, he'll have
at
just
least
enough
13.
to level 2. My dude, Spencer, if you are listening, you got some stuff to pick next time you're playing, or now if you feel so compelled. You have new spells and new things you get to pick. I'm just gonna do your hit points just so we can get through that. All right, yeah, he is still up, not great, but he's doing all right. Not critical, I should say. What did she do? She did 13. Okay. Ooh. All right. She's then going to use her bonus action to dash. Excuse me. Her bonus action to. No. Yeah, she will dash. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. He does get to make an opportunity attack against her. He's gonna go with that mace. Ooh, it's an 8. He's distracted by thinking she was actually surrendering and just like gets slashed across the face, just completely sideswiped.
Yeah,
She
I guess
rounds
we're-
the corner and she sees that the drawbridge is pulled, and she sort of curses and sort of turns to look back at all of you. I will say at this point, Riker, Kava, 285 have all sort of started approaching her with their weapons. She realizes that she is trapped now, and she puts up her hands. You guys can go and interrogate as desired.
Go
Alright,
around,
Eldritch
might throw a
Blaster.
rock at her. I was about to say, and especially like an Eldritch Blast, and then a fucking arrow, like all of it just. Bah, bah, bah.
I mean, y'all can roll, but you know you can't hold back on magic. So if you kill her, you
Yeah.
kill her. There's no.
Mm.
You guys can all move up to her, and Sidiri is likewise approaching, and he recognizes her. He'll say, "You were the monk that was in the inn a few nights ago, yes?" Should have known. You seemed awfully shifty. Brace insisted you were nothing more than a traveler. I should have followed up on it.
Who?
He mentioned earlier that the
Second.
former captain of the
Who
guard,
insisted?
Brace Ostra, he was the captain of the guard who was killed in the attack. Sidiri is not normally the captain of the guard. He's just assuming that mantle under these circumstances. You guys have, I'll say you have her pretty well surrounded. She doesn't seem to be making any efforts to try to dash anymore. She realizes that if she doesn't play her cards right, she'll be dead. So I will kind of...
I don't know. Gobrand's tempted to put her on the ground,
I mean,
like hit her, like swing at her and not
Are
kill
you
her.
still in
Whatever.
sparring form?
I guess so. Um, Yeah, so when y'all see Gobrand, it describes it as like his joints are stars. So he, like Joey said, he looks like a constellation. So his elbows, his hands, his shoulders, and this is the Archer constellation. So I picture he's got like 3 on his waist, like Orion, and
Orion.
probably got them Orion, whatever. He's got them in his
Cauldron.
shoulders, probably.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
You get the idea. They're in his joints, and you can see like the Andromedas and galaxies and stuff like glimmering around his body. He looks like he's made of the cosmos. I guess he'll drop it though when she surrenders and they all start huddling up.
285's gonna throw a rock, and he hits her.
Oh
his-
shit.
He heard
I kinda
285
did
your rocks. He doesn't kill her. But he does give her a little ding. These aren't enchanted rocks, so I rolled the wrong die. Hang on. Okay. She looks pissed off, but she's not, she's not.
I
gonna
mean,
wipe out everything.
how does she look after that? Because if she staggers at all,
She's-
Gobrand might just hit her with the back of his sword and be like,
She is not critical. She is bloodied.
he's not gonna fuck with it though.
She's not. What's the one between
Not
that?
worth it.
Bruised? I don't think she's that either. Or battered, I
worth it.
think.
Gobrand will say to the group, he'll say, we don't really has times for this kinds of bullshit things. Devils and I has discussed maybe going to find the townspeople today's. What time is it, DM?
It was morning when you guys left. It took 3 hours to travel here. You've been searching through the village in combat. I'd say it's early afternoon, but about this time,
Early after.
you begin to hear hoofbeats. And
From which direction?
Fuck.
from the other side of the wall, if Sadiri will actually hop into the guard tower and climb the ladder. Riders! 6 of them! And he kind of glances. Now that you guys have attacked Kella a bit, you've kind of torn the cloak she was wearing, and underneath she has like this red and black leather armor. And he sort of points down to her. Dressed like her. About that time,
Yeah.
He has
6
friends.
figures appear on the other side of the drawbridge. Kella sort of smiles cunningly and it's like, well, isn't this interesting?
Tolly's gonna drop to a knee and draw his bow. Speak now or be silenced forever.
Sort of looks around, trying to think of some way she could get out of this, but knows that if she were to try to run, you guys would get like 6 opportunity attacks on her. My name is Kella. I'm an agent for the Zentarum. I was sent here to try to secure this location as a base of operations for us. Normally that means just strong-arming one of the merchants out of there. But once this unique opportunity arose, I thought that we may have better luck.
We are not merchants. Turn around. Walk away. If you'd like to do business again, come back in a month.
She sort of smiles. You would be so kind as to lower the drawbridge. I would be more than happy to walk away from this.
I
Climb.
think we should let this one's out. This group is one of the very large tribes that inhabits this continent. They has no business with us.
Well, she was spry enough to impersonate a townsperson. Perhaps she's spry enough to hop over the drawbridge.
Drawbridge is like 20 feet high, my dude. This be big.
Gobrand will make a thorn whip to the
Josh,
top
you're
and be
muted,
like,
you're muted,
"Climb
my
it."
dude.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say climb one more time, and I'm gonna turn around and
You're
walk
still muted,
away.
Josh. She doesn't seem to have any problems with leaving. I will say that with the passive insight of Aku and Bergen, which are both at 15, they gather that she may walk out across the bridge. But that doesn't mean she's not going to try to come. That her friends are going to be walking away so easily. She is beaten up. They are fresh for battle.
Valkyr would like to climb atop the guard tower and
Okay.
see them for himself.
You climb up and you see. I'll actually drop a couple pictures in here. You see a rough-faced man has scar on his face. Very. I'll actually drop a picture of her too, real quick.
Hello.
There we
Where's
go.
my-
There you
There he
are. There's that handsome bastard.
Sure. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I said throw her in the water. She can swim. She can run fast. She can swim. Throw her in water.
Why don't
This
we
one-
make her climb on the gate and then swim in the water?
That one is Kella, and this is the gentleman that you are now seeing across the way. He has 5 other riders with him, each of them on a horse, armed, both ranged weapons and melee. He, before you appear, actually no, Sidiri's up there, so he wouldn't have said this, but he calls out, "Lower the drawbridge, and we'll have no reason to hurt you. We know that the town is empty, your guard is pathetic, and that we could easily overrun you."
If Goldbrand can hear this, he wants to go to where Valkyr is and like immediately give the bird as soon as he gets to within seeing range. I'm like,
Yeah, Tally's gonna turn around and draw his bow again straight at old
Kella?
girl. Yeah.
Kella goes, I have. She's dropped her weapons at this point. I mean you no harm. I cannot speak for my compatriots.
Yeah, you just almost killed one of our compatriots, so I'm gonna have to call
Yeah.
BS on the no
Comes with the-
meaning harm.
Comes with the
Also-
business.
Can you tell
Yeah.
us anything else of the attack?
You're talking to Kella?
Yeah. You were here when the attack happened?
Believe it or not, I wasn't lying when I told you I was knocked unconscious. If I had been awake when this had happened, I would have made my way up to the keep and tried to raid it of what information and valuables I could have. But no, by the time I awoke, goblins were all over the city. I know they weren't strong enough, nor the ogre that was with them, to hurl these boulders here. But I know nothing else.
Why Nightstone?
We, the Zentarum, secure several such locations throughout the Sword Coast and Greater
I'm
Faerun.
aware.
We, such small towns like this are simple to take over. Usually we do so through mercantile means. We set up shop, drive the local tradesmen out of business with extremely low prices, and then as soon as they shut down, jack up our prices to make exorbitant profit, usually trying to get someone on the court in our pocket as well.
Yet
This
you have
time-
your own guard or army, small
Hmm.
army.
Oh, I am but... Zentarum is a very large faction. She sort of catches a glimpse of your icons. I imagine you are one of the paladins of Lathander. Surely you realize that there are people like-minded as yourself, similar goals, who would assist you in times of need. Same with you and the Order of the Gauntlet, she says as she points to Bergen. Same as all of you, actually. You don't seem to be the Lord's Alliance, or anything of that nature. And yet here you are, cooperating for your own benefit.
So, how did these guys show up? Why did they come here now?
I sent for
For
them.
being when you were knocked unconscious?
Once, you must understand, this was 3 days ago the attack took place. When I awoke, my friend here, and she sort of, in a weirdly affectionate way, sort of just nuzzles the snake, the winged serpent. You can see the one that's on.
Shit, I'm out of
the other
spell
guy.
slot. Damn it.
she
I was
she
gonna
says
message Valkyr, caca, mage head.
she
Damn it.
But my friend here took a message to one of our nearby facilities in Waterdeep. Called upon an old ally of mine. I'm sure he'd be happy to meet you if you'd like to drop the drawbridge.
is
As
Goldbrand
this
and
is going
Valkyr
on-
still on top
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, you two
tower?
as well as Sidiri are on top of the tower.
Let's see.
I would like to tell Goldbrand, oi, I think there's no way they're gonna get across this drawbridge. Can I just blast them from here?
It
Yeah,
is
but-
likely, but we do not want to start sieges. Sieges is not good for any parties.
Goldberg
he'll
knows, having been
look
on the
they
other
re- if
side
they
of the
retaliate.
siege.
go back. Go knows what's up. He's like, that sucks, dick. He says, if it comes to that, we won't worry about it. But he'll look out to them. He says, "What is this one's life worth?" And he'll point, kind of
Big-
dumbly, to
Yeah.
the direction of where she is. Like,
And the leader, you have Kella.
yeah.
See him sort of his face twist. As an agent, the snail would have me leave her for dead. But I cannot do so.
You say the snail?
The snail, which I think is the weirdest name. But in fact, who would know? None of you really. Tally would have known before we rewrote his backstory, but no, I don't think anyone does now.
Yeah. Knows
Um,
that now.
He says, please, don't do her any harm. He gets off of his horse. I would happily exchange my life for hers.
Colbrand snores.
All I could hear in the background was twist his dick.
Dick twist!
Is there any chance that I'm hearing any of this conversation, or
Yeah,
is it
they're
just
kind of
from-
shouting, yeah. I would say it's, you guys are picking up everything. More or
Alright,
less.
so then from the backside I shout up to Valkyr and Goldbrand, tell him to climb.
I kind of agrees with that one's. Throw her over the side, throw her off the wall over the bridge into the moats. They can fish her out, and we will tell them they should not bother us anymore.
He hears you talking about this. He's only about 20, 30 feet away.
Yeah, Goldbrand wouldn't be quiet about it. He's a loud ass
Yeah.
motherfucker.
He's sort of, no, please. Don't throw her overboard. What do you want?
What do we?
Tell him to leave Nightstone alone.
Yeah, I don't think
He
that's
hears
gonna
this. Done. We will leave, and the seven snakes, his particular sect of the Zentarum, will not disturb you again.
Where's the seven? snake?
Insight check. Oh, excuse me. Can I make an insight check?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Also, when you guys ask for
Ooh.
insight check,
Ooh.
oh well, that's pretty damn good. When you guys ask, regardless of whether or not they're lying, I'm going to roll a die just so you don't know right away if they're lying, because they need to make a deception check if they are.
I feel you.
You get the idea that he is willing to give whatever he can to save Kella's life. This is beyond an agent relationship. He has definite feelings for her and is willing to sacrifice himself, his other men, whatever he can to get her back safely. He is being honest when he says that he will leave, but the way he says it, that the seven snakes won't bother you again, makes you think that the snail would send others to come and try to take Nightstone.
Yeah,
Now,
but
you
that
can't-
would happen.
Okay, go ahead.
That would happen regardless, whether we
Yeah,
left
I was
California
about
or
to say.
not.
More likely than not, yeah.
Yeah, that would be back no matter what. Goldbrand will look at Valkyr and he'll tell him.
Oh wait, before you respond, Kella actually hears this. He goes, Zulkin, you fool! The snail will have us hanged if you do this. Zulkin sort of shrugs.
She says that out loud in common? What the fuck?
She... Wait, what? She says that out loud? Yeah,
In common?
yeah. I mean, they don't have a secret Zent language. She
Yeah,
begins clicking her tongue with
Exactly. No. I'll call up to Goldbrand and Giant. We'll tie her up.
I don't think we're worried about her. It's more the 6 people on the other side.
the 6
What if you
fresh
just
people
move
on the other side. Yeah.
really, really far away, and then we'll draw the bridge just enough for her to jump safely down to the other side and then hurry up and draw it right back.
We were
See, I'm
just
trying to figure
bargaining
out
and we just
how.
gave away the gold coin.
Well, can we lower the drawbridge partially and let Goldbrand do his thorn whip thing? Like, I'm trying to figure out the best way. I don't want to put the drawbridge
You're
down.
trying to push her with the thorn. What? I mean, you guys know
How
well
would
enough
you-
that you could lower the drawbridge part way towards at an angle where they can't walk across it, and you could push her off the end of it. But upon hearing you guys talk about this and talk about gold, Zolkin says, "We have gold. We could pay you.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
what the
We
fuck?
have-
Y'all about to
I'll
fucking
take no
this
bribe
show?
from the Zentarum. That's on you.
It is. Consider it buying back our prisoners."
Good
I don't really have
information.
any interest in that, to be honest.
If
What
you,
is he in
if you
prison
say that like
for?
out loud,
What is he in prison for?
What is? No, she's saying that you guys have Kelly. He's considering her like a war prisoner.
Yeah.
Zolkin,
Okay.
Zolkin will say, "We have." If he hears you talk about not wanting the gold, we have other things, items, potions. He wouldn't say items, weapons, potions.
Perhaps we should consider absorbing this group as well.
Well, what's your? Okay, actually got it here.
What do you mean absorbing?
He wants.
I'll have no part of this.
2 weeks ago, I had 0 followers. Now, along with 6 others, I have 12 followers. Perhaps it is preordained that we will have 6 more.
I don't trust these to be of the same quality as our other followers.
Then
I
we have
will
them
also
killed by
say-
the loyal ones.
I will say, Goldbrand, with your passive perception and insight, these people aren't very trustworthy, even under the best of circumstances. He's only being cooperative because you have the love of his life, like sort of hanging in the throes of fate. If you were to try to, you could certainly tell them as part of the ransom that they would have to join your group, but you kind of get the impression it would just be a matter of time before they either try to stab you in the back, literally, or escape back to the Zentarum, or send messages to the rest of the Zentarum for reinforcements. It would not be a
Hey Goliath,
safe
the healing
choice.
potion might do you well.
"Oh, this is no potion of healing. This is something much more intriguing.
Potion of poison.
I carry no such trinkets." Kella, on the other hand, I'm sure she's already introduced you to a few of her. I mean, you can roll insight.
I
he's
think
not lying.
Goldbrand still votes to just throw her off the over the wall or off the bridge or whatever.
I feel like they're just gonna be right back though. That's my.
They always
You-
will. Okay, stop.
could
All
keep
meta
her.
stops here. Literally an entire fucking organization entity. Of course they're showing back up.
No, I'm saying regardless if we throw over, whatever her name is. Sorry.
Kella.
They'll just be back much quicker when we have a search to do. Whereas if we kill them right here, it's going to be a while before the snail sends people to Nightstone.
So
Dude,
the-
we're all short on spell slots, health.
I'm not.
So,
I could do some fucking up.
Dude, 6
oh,
of them.
did Aku just like fuck somebody up? I just saw that nat 20.
No, I was
6
trying
of
to
them
pick
that
something.
can't get to us though. Like they
Yeah.
could.
I mean,
they would be
ranged
making ranged
attacks,
attack,
yeah.
and we'd be having half cover because we're in the guard tower.
Based off of Devin's 20 on insight, I would also say that you get the feeling that he's willing to disobey his superiors to secure Kella's life. If you cooperate with him, he will be a man of his word, and none of his men will come back. Not saying that
Yeah.
Snail won't send others. You could maybe work out something to where he does not inform his superiors. You can try something like that. No guarantee it'll work, but there's you have him by the
Okay.
balls.
For the roleplay's sake, up to Goldbrand, What does he mean to her? What does she mean to him?
He means nothing to me, Kella says.
She's a fucking liar.
She,
Well,
roll an insight check.
She may not be, but
Roll an insight check.
I believe it.
Ooh.
Well, you believe her.
I
But...
stand by what I said. Oh, I believe her.
Well, I mean,
I believe her. He
well,
says, well,
both of
he
you-
is obviously very infatuated with a woman who only uses him for dicks, apparently.
don't
If we-
flatter him.
If we gives her back, he will leave us alone, I think. But
Davos, I will say with your 9, well, that's not a great roll. You get the idea she's being genuine. She does not hold any affection for this man. Vice versa, completely the opposite. He is obsessed. Not obsessed.
Either way, I look up at Goldbrand and make eye contact, and whatever the rune equivalent of is this, time,
okay.
whatever the stars signal is.
Goran spits off the tower, like, into the river.
Do we have a deal? Sorry, that was Sideri's voice.
No,
We'll lower the bridge
well,
part way.
Goldbrand wants to give orders, but I don't think he would do it in a very suave fashion. He wants to give orders to have a guard or someone with a crossbow posted at the other tower. He wants to look at Valkyr.
Sideri is at the other tower.
And he has a bow or something?
Yeah, he has a crossbow. Sideri is on
He
one
says,
tower, you and Valkyr on the other.
He says, Talis, will you come to the other towers, please? And he'll look at Valkyr and he says, have those blasts ready, please. And he will turn
blast ready
Yeah.
in each hand.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'll
Quick
enchant
action.
my rocks or whatever.
With all my
As soon as
swiftness.
we've got at least 2 people on each tower that can fire attacks.
A couple of the guards will join you guys up there.
Yeah, so if we can get 3 on each tower, that would be even better. Goldbrand will
It's a
make
little
everyone
crazy.
wait. Goldbrand will make everyone wait the required amount of time, and while they're waiting, he'll tell them, "We are going to lower the drawbridges and let the women's out."
What
Do
is
not
your...
come- He says,
is-
"Do not come back here. Tells the snails that Nightstone is under protections, and we will not be fucked with."
And who should I tell him is protecting it?
Gold.
Goldbrand kind of looks
Jesus.
The
around.
Lord's
and- he
Alliance.
gives Valkyr a very weird look. He's like, he goes,
Me.
"Oh God."
Boy, might
It's
you
so
throw
on brand
my
for
name in
Valkyr.
there?
I love
Well,
it.
okay. He tells
Taking a cue, I say the Fey Fighters,
Oh, but these are your band's names.
the band of
He
misfits.
hears you guys like talking about this. Like,
But, yeah. Tally's gonna shout over all this. There's nothing that he is ready for within.
Well, I was gonna say,
walls.
I was about to say, Goldbrand was eventually gonna land on. Tell them that the towns of Nightstones governs themselves.
That's not very threatening.
Goldbrand says, "Looks at
So,
me.
let
Looks
me-
at you." He points to the.
I
If
want
it
to be
adds
clear.
intimidation, I can turn my sword green flames.
You're also behind a palisade, so I don't know how threatening that would be. But
Well, when they do the bridge.
It's
No,
like
no.
a little dim of green.
Yeah, I was about to say, once everyone's in position,
it looks like a cheap Halloween decoration, just like.
Tell him your
shining
worst
person.
nightmare.
So the 7 snakes, excuse me, Zolkin particularly steps forward. I want to be sure I understand our conditions. We are to leave and not return. And inform the snail that Nightstone is under protection of its own people. Is this all?
Mm,
Goldbrand's
I kind of think
a
we
little
should go
afraid
the other
now,
way.
yeah. The other way.
I kind of think we should tell them that the city is ransacked as it is, so they have no reason to come back here.
Yeah, Kella here is
This
probably gonna tell him
woman,
that though.
Tally's gonna
Not
shout
if we
down.
cut out her tongue.
Tally's gonna shout down. If
Wow,
your
you went
spy-
real, motherfucker.
if your spy has been captured so easily, so nothing less.
Zolkin kind of smiles. I know Kella very well. What like to know her better. I would believe... I know that she's the only agent we have in the city, and it sounds like there are quite a few of you. If you outnumbered her, I have no doubt she would have surrendered to save her own skin. She's not a fool. You're damn right!
But she is a liar.
Well, you're
These,
damn right there, too.
Yeah, these two are not good for each other. So I'm just going to throw her off the towers if no one has any objections.
I agree.
I nod.
I feel like that's gonna
We kind of already told him we would give him the girl.
Oh, God.
He's
Cole
down either
Carr
way.
will
He can
also
get-
speak up like, if we could come to a peaceful resolution, I believe that would be best.
lowers the drawbridges.
All the way,
So-
halfway. What do you do? I will say that
Enough
they
where not all the way.
back up like a respectable distance to allow you room to do so. don't have
I
enough
would
room
hope
here
that
on
like the
map.
rest of the party can array themselves at the bottom of the guard towers. Like if someone came sprinting across the bridges, they would be ready at the
Hells
bottom
yeah,
of the
ready
bridge.
and
You know,
attack.
like
Yeah.
and plus
I mean,
the guards
you
on
can-
top.
you can
Like my
drop it.
plan is that if we drop it and they run all across, like everybody gets to just light them up while they're running across.
No,
We've got
yeah.
3 ranged attacks
don't-
on each tower, like
Don't go all the way down, just enough where she doesn't take bludgeoning damage if she
to
jumps off.
fall. Okay, that's
You
fine.
could
That's
put it at
cool.
like a 30-degree angle where it's still like 5-6 feet off the ground, but
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
not going to be
Yeah,
able to
like
jump on
bursts.
there or effectively climb
We're
up
doing
without
that.
getting shot.
We're doing that.
He's
Okay.
good with that. Before she leaves, Gobram will come down and he'll be like, you were here's for purposes. I may not understand entirely the machinations of children's.
It sounds
But
like
I
you
would
don't
like
understand
you
common
to-
either.
I don't know. Likes you to gives me the things you were here for. They must be important for some reasons.
You
In
are
exchange for your lives in your hands.
You are incredibly dense, but I shouldn't be surprised for you, Uthgard. I've told you, we weren't here for possessions. We weren't here for a person. We were here for the city.
knows.
We sought to take over this place. We sought to establish it as a base of our own.
Yes, he wants all of her dossiers, all of her journals, all of her physically written thing the spies gather while they're spying.
Okay. It's nothing as formal as dossiers, but she does have perhaps a journal with some notes in it.
He wants all of that stuff.
If you, I'll just give you like a rundown of what would be in it. It's mostly talking about the people. You see notes on the guards and when they swap watches. You see certain notes on. She knows that one of the guards is cheating on his wife. She knows that the person, one of the people who works in the inn will serve like meat beyond its due date. She knows like little odd like rumors of the town. She also knows
I'll just
that.
put that I have Kella's report and we can
Oh,
get back
it's
to that.
I don't have anything formal here. I'm just mostly she does know one thing that's sort of
I
important.
got you.
She knows
Okay.
that the Lady of the Keep has been somewhat harassed by the Lord of Waterdeep. Him wanting
Oh.
to sort of absorb Nightstone as part of his own keep.
I see.
Excuse me, the Lord of Daggerford, not Waterdeep. I told you wrong. My apologies.
Oh.
She also knows that 10 years ago, the elves in the forest shot the then Lord of Nightstone, Lord Dreslin, and killed him. She knows that this was done because he did not keep his treaty. He was cutting down trees in the forest, building in there, poaching the game of the elves. There had been an agreement for many generations, and he had gone against it. Other than that, I mean, she has a few notes on people in town, but nothing of.
That's true.
There's a note about Sidiri in there, about one of the lieutenants of the captain, has been sort of suspicious on her. She hadn't been in town long, just 2 or 3 days, but he had been more keenly aware that she was more than she appeared to be. The rest of the guards didn't really seem to give her a hard time.
Golbran would probably end up just giving this to Valkyr. I know.
I cannot read.
Yeah. Well, I guess he probably couldn't.
I mean,
But he would give it to
technically when you know
whoever-
it,
I
you
know-
can read it.
Yeah. I know we don't really have any intelligence-based characters, but I feel like Valkyr is the spellcaster is the closest to scholarly. I guess we'll see.
That or Bergen would be my guess.
Yeah, he's gonna hand it to someone who can actually read it and digest the information into those factoids that you spit out. But he would do that after all this was resolved. I guess they would put the drawbridge down, like y'all talked about, 30 degrees, and let her get the fuck out.
You guys drop her.
Sidiri's the current captain of the keep.
He's acting captain.
Right.
There hasn't been a formal process, but of the 4 guards who remained, he was the highest ranking. You guys drop Killa on the other side of the bridge. She does take a point or 2 of bludgeoning damage, but she's not hurt. You see, what's his name, Zulkin, immediately rush up toward her, not trying to get up the gate or anything. You guys, you're armed and ready. And he tries to help her up, and she sort of snatches her hand away from him. She says, "You are a fool. If they could have killed us, even if we don't come back here, the Snail will have us punished for this. And I will be sure to tell him whose decision it was to walk away from here empty-handed." And she actually goes, she doesn't get on his horse. She goes to one of the other riders and gets on the back of their horse, and the 7 snakes begin to ride off. And before long, they are shadows in the distance.
What's a clusterfucks?
About
Starting
that
to second guess
time,
that short rest.
You guys hear a war horn.
Fuck.
A very familiar war horn. In fact, you in particular. Let me
You,
choose the right
there's
one.
6 of us.
You in particular, Valkyrie.
Yeah, he says pointing to a screen. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was about to say a name, but I was trying to reveal some stuff first. You in particular, Valkyr, recognize it as an orcish war horn. And as you look out the wind, as you look on at the partially lowered drawbridge, you see. In fact, those of you who are on the tower, you see them coming from several
Holy
directions.
shit.
You see, if you zoom all the way out, you can see several more. You see about 30 orcs coming in.
Did the
in on your road.
Zentarim?
They went down the
Zentarim-
road. They went down the road toward where you guys had been at the intersection. They headed south, which you would know is the way to get to Waterdeep and Daggerford. These guys come from the forest.
Oh, there are many. I see. North
Yeah,
and
there
south.
are 10 here that
well,
are
north
close
and-
to you.
28 in total.
You see. Let me actually read something real quick for you, and then we'll call it a night.
Start blasting.
You guys could have got some gold out of that motherfucker. I'm surprised. All right.
We're a good group this time.
So-
Y'all were evil last year.
Valkyr,
Let's-
as your
yeah.
conflict with the 7 snake comes to a close, you hear familiar chatter from beyond the wall. Grunts and screams and cries of battle in Orcish fall harshly upon your ears. You feel the Dark Maiden empower you, and you race to one of the dilapidated guard towers along the northern wall. And there you see a war band of over 24 orcs rushing from the edges of the Ardite forest. As they burst from the tree line, you get a clear view and see some of them are splattered in blood. Fine fletched arrows protrude from some of their armor, and even from this distance, you can see the long cords around their neck, which you know, from seeing one firsthand, are laden with scores of severed elf ears. There is no mistake. You know with absolute certainty that this is the Earseeker's war party. In the center of the horde, you spot a larger, beastly orc barking orders, who, even at this distance, you recognize as Garash, the savage chief of this tribe. You also see an orc wearing robes, wielding a strange, twisted spear. You feel a surge of anger, both your own and Rua's, as she burns hot within your grasp. You feel your conjoined bloodlust come to a furious boil. And even as you stare down a force that outnumbers your party 5-1, you have never been more ready for battle. And that is where we're going to stop tonight's session.
I will be actually blasting as soon as the session.
Hey.
I
I see
Uh,
28 orcs and a purple penis.
purple
Yeah, you
penis.
can-
Where do you see a purple?
I
Oh. That's beautiful. Thank you, Josh. It's been too long since we've had Dick Strawn on our map.
No problem, bro.
You are Laura Bailey. It's amazing.
Mm.
He
Um,
is Laura Bailey.
um,
I draw dicks on it.
we will pick up with
Pretty
this
cute.
encounter next week. I have some things for you guys. Who's technically keeping up with the inventory? And I'll tell you what you got from your rating earlier.
I think, Devin, you already had bullet points noted on it, huh?
Yeah, I could. I'll
There's,
put it down on paper and renote it.
yeah,
I
there's
copied what was in the backpack. Was essentially what I had done.
there's a few other things. You do find a stray potion of healing in one of the houses. Excuse me, it's technically in the Lion Shield Coster, which you guys did not raid, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll say that you got it just because I want you guys to have that.
Mhm.
You got the stuff from the church. Also in the Lion Shield Coster was a set of 3 dragon anti-cards, worth about 5 gold
Mhm.
pieces, just plain cards.
Three sets of the cards.
No, 3 dragon anti-cards. 3 dragon is like the...
I
It's
feel
like
you.
instead
That
of
set
4
of
suits,
cards.
there's 3 dragons, yeah.
Yeah, a deck
Um,
of cards.
Yeah. You also get some coin. You get 84 gold, 87 silver, and 278 copper. This was not gold in the houses, or this was gold that the goblins had already gathered up and had in like little sacks on them. You have no idea whose it was. This is, stuff you can take without feeling guilty. There's a couple other things, but it's stuff that likely still
Guilt-free
belongs
gold.
to people. Yeah, basically.
Or
You
give to the
could have
people to
gotten-
rebuild the town.
If you had negotiated a bit more, you guys could have gotten some cool shit from the Seven Snakes. You could have got 150 gold that Kayla had on her. You also could have gotten, if you wanted the weapons and of the Seven Snakes. None of them were enchanted or anything, but you could have gotten 2 more flashbangs from Kayla, and you also could have gotten oh god, what was the last thing? Oh, he had a potion of invulnerability. Which
Okay,
basically...
say no more. We're gonna shake down every NPC.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Hey, guys.
When I'm just saying, when somebody says they're willing to give you something, like they're putting something on the table, don't be afraid to take it all. Like,
I don't know.
I
wasn't
I
afraid.
kind of
I
think we'll
just
see
didn't
them
sit right with
again.
me.
Yeah, I think we'll see
Ye-
them again.
Zolkin was true to his word that he will not return. Kella, maybe. The snail you will most certainly hear from again in the future.
Mm-hmm. I figured so.
He's not
All
real
right,
deal.
boys. Well, good session,
Yeah, fun
Yeah.
shit.
and I
Mhm.
will see y'all next week.
Absolutely. Is it Wednesday yet?
Is it
This is
Wednesday?
I
Wednesday.
think I will be on days I won't be there Wednesday. I'll let you know
You
by Friday. As
Heard.
in